The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Klein Electric, Catholic United Financial, Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bozen the Florist. Thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
And a very pleasant good evening. Welcome to Southeast Polk High School alongside Matt Mandring. I'm Mark Amadale. John Chido down on the field as we get set for number 1 versus number 2, Dowling versus Southeast Polk, as the skies have not cleared. It's cloudy. There's a threat of rain. And we're here. And, Matt, we've got quite a crowd building for this contest. 1 versus 2. Week 8 of the regular season. Welcome, Mr. Mandring.
Great to be here with you, Mark. You know, it's one of those on the calendar, you know, everyone was kind of looking at even a month ago already, knowing that these two teams were going to face each other right before the playoffs, and kind of brings the season to a head right here as we enter in.
It certainly does. Dowling comes in with a record of 7-0. Southeast Polk the same. Both teams with one game remaining as we're in Week 8 of the Class 5A schedule. This is the final week for the small schools as they play their last regular season tonight, and they start playoffs next week. So a little bit different if you're tuning in outside the state of Iowa, listening to Iowa Catholic Radio through the app or iowacatholicradio.com. But down on the field is where John Chido's at. He doesn't need the umbrella at this time. And, Johnny, come on in. Welcome to the broadcast.
Well, Mark and Matt, actually it's very nice down on the field. There's hardly any wind whatsoever. It's just a cloud cover and that scare of rain. Other than that, if it wasn't cloudy out, you'd seem like it was just another night for football, and actually a beautiful night.
Yeah, no question about it. I know we had some severe weather in the Ames area that went down over towards south of Marshalltown in that area. But that's kind of cleared. But right now we're just trying to get out of this system, and we need the rain, but we don't need the bad weather. So we hope it holds off. And Johnny, both teams on the field. The Southeast Polk Rams, what a streak they have. They've won 16 in a row coming into this contest. Dowling played them last year, Johnny, in Week 1. And then they ran the table and, of course, lost once during that stretch. But they've won 16 in a row. And, of course, Dowling 7-0 right now. So the battle of the two best teams in 5A, and it doesn't get more exciting than that.
Yeah, it sure doesn't. But, you know, in the scope of things, it's Week 8. So these two teams could meet down the line at some point. So I think both squads are looking to get out of this thing healthy, and it's going to be a competitive ball game. And wow, it's a playoff atmosphere with these two teams.
No question. And John and Matt, Dowling gets a benefit. Their starting center, who's been out several weeks, is back, and that's Max Shelton, the senior captain, anchors that offensive line, is responsible for a lot of calls that we don't know about, but he does a lot of the line calls. He and with quarterback Dante Cataldo, having him back, and that solidifies the Dowling offensive line. Southeast Polk, their offensive line, well, everybody's back, but some guy named Proctor, who's starting at left tackle for the University of Alabama. So that's where they're at. They got everybody back from a year ago, Matt.
They do. And, you know, you look across their offensive line, it's all seniors. And if you're going to have one thing you want as a football coach, and that's to bring your whole offensive line back, except for one component, but you fill it in with another senior, and you're looking at Campese at 6'3", 300, Douglas 6'2", 280, Strawn at 265, Harmon at 260, Blackford at 260. And, you know, they've done it on the ground all year long and through the air. So offensively, you know, they are really a balanced attack, and you can credit that offensive line.
Yeah, and Johnny, defensively, both teams feature their linebackers. For Dowling Catholic, their leading tackler is Dylan Manick, along with Matt Hatton. They're 1 and 2, and also Zach Smith. The Maroons get a lot of tackles, and they rush the ball very well through their linebackers. Southeast Polk the same as Coach Wilson. You'll hear him talk a little bit. He says number 10 and number 11. You know, the old coach speak. They don't mention their names. Yeah. They just mention the numbers. Yeah. Number 10 for Southeast Polk, Mason Vanderbrink, and number 11, Caleb Chebuhar, who was injured off and on last year for Southeast Polk. They lead their linebacking crew, but Johnny, it's number 0, Draven Woods, that causes a lot of problems for the Rams on defense.
Yeah, and he's a 3-year starter, and he was absolutely outstanding as a sophomore. I can't imagine. In last year, same, he didn't miss a beat, and then now he's a senior. He's just an exceptional ball player, and they got to identify where he's at. He just plays strong at that defensive end position. It's hard to set the edge against a guy like him. And then you put those two linebackers in there, and their front seven is very, very good.
And both teams can rush the football. Dowling with Rashad Davis and Dante Cataldo. Rashad has over 1,000 yards rushing, 18 touchdowns rushing, and he's got 2 kickoff returns, averaging about 94 yards on a kickoff return. They both went for touchdowns. Southeast Polk, they're led by their Division I quarterback, Connor Mobley, who's verbally committed to Iowa State, but C.J. Phillip. Dowling fans might remember him a year ago. He was the Dowling 1-2 tandem with Rashad Davis. Well, CJ transferred back to Southeast Polk. That is his home school district for his senior year. So CJ Phillip and Landon Vanderwerf, the 2 running backs for Southeast Polk. But they've got some receivers, Carson Robbins, Jack Falloon, and Sam Zelinovich, the coach's son, who lead him the receivers. So you got that kind of a balance going for both teams on offense.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Mark. I mean, the balance is what really makes this Southeast Polk offense dangerous. CJ, he's got 656 yards, but everybody is averaging 5.6 for CJ. Moberly is a good runner. 26 carries, 141 yards. He's averaging 5.4 yards a carry, and Vanderwerf is carried it 59 times for 323 yards. He's averaging 5.4. They have a balance. They're as balanced as you can get offensively, through the air and on the ground, and that's what makes this team awfully difficult to defend.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio presented by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Mandering, John Chido. Pre-game before Dowling and Southeast Polk. We're at Southeast Polk High School here in, Pleasant Hill, Iowa. It used to be Runnels, but now they annexed it, so it's Pleasant Hill. I think Johnny was involved with some of that paperwork, too, if I remember right. But, hey, Johnny, what a beautiful stadium. We should mention that the fans here at Southeast Polk got a beautiful stadium, very similar to what Waukee Northwest looks like, minus a press box. But what are your thoughts about walking around, what you've seen thus far, John?
Absolutely fantastic. The turf is brand new. You can tell it's got that give. It's not worn. It's just beautiful walking on it. It's soft. The atmosphere when the crowd fills up is just going to be outstanding because the field sits down below, kind of in a bowl. And that kind of will keep out the wind, too. But this place is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, guys, before we get to Coach Wilson, I'm going to go, Johnny, the Dowling offense against the Southeast Polk defense. We kind of touched on a little bit of all those components with both teams, but your thoughts on what Dowling has to do against a very fine Southeast Polk defense. And strength, well, their nose tackle returns. Cooper Martinson, outstanding wrestler, number 60. He anchors that off our defensive line. We mentioned their linebackers and a new group of cornerbacks. Your thoughts on the matchup tonight, Dowling's offense and Southeast Polk's defense?
Well, I think the key to the game is limit the turnovers and play the field position battle because it's going to be tough running the football against that front seven, and that's where the passing game comes in handy. And you're going to have the offense line is going to have to get Dante Cataldo some time to get the ball down the field. And I think you'll see a lot of short passes to kind of loosen up that defense and then kind of hit one big. But I think it's going to have to be through the air, just with these linebackers and the defensive ends. I think you're going to see more of a passing game involved, whereas before we've seen a lot of running attack from the Dowling Maroons.
All right, John. Again, Dowling with Max Shelton back at the starting center. Carter Smith did a tremendous job filling in for him. And Matt Mandering, the Southeast Polk offense against Dowling's defense. And we talked about the components for Southeast Polk, their skill set. Connor Mobley, outstanding quarterback, can run and pass, but he more importantly reads the opponent's defense. And what is that going to be in partaking for the Dowling defense and right. Defensive coordinator Adam Jack, who I spoke to yesterday, and he says the game plan's in, we just need to execute it. Whatever that means. He didn't give me the explanation.
That means it's in the kids' hands right now. The hay's in the barn. You know, it's really going to be, from what I've seen on tape and stuff like that, it's going to be stopping the big plays. You know, the one thing about Moberly with Zelinovich and Robbins at the receivers, they're both averaging over 14 yards of reception. And so what that tells you is that they are going to try to make the big play, and they do a good job of running after the catch. The big thing is going to be keeping everything in front of them, limit the big runs from CJ and from Vanderwerf, and keeping Moberly contained. Now, I've said a lot of things right there. That's a tall task, but this defense is built to be able to do this. And you know, running through that front eight up front, you know, the Beaver twins and Ryan are going to have a tough time with Kiwi Fort staying fresh, and so having that second group come in will be key, and I think will be a difference maker when we get to the fourth quarter.
All right, there you have it, folks. The word from the experts, Mr. Mandring and Mr. Chido. We'll return to the pregame show, Dowling and Southeast Polk here in Pleasant Hill, Southeast Polk Stadium. Mark Hamadale joining you, and we will come back with head coach Tom Wilson as the pregame show continues here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for programming comes from Klein Electric, a local family-oriented electrical contractor, a 100% employee-owned company with branches across the Midwest to provide comprehensive electrical services. Klein Electric is able to help with any residential and commercial project. Learn more at kleinelectric.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One. Live your best life with Mercy One. With Iowa's largest network of care locations, personalized care is right in your neighborhood. Schedule online at mercyone.org.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Catholic United Financial, a member-owned, not-for-profit financial services company that connects, protects, and generously impacts the families, parishes, and schools in Iowa communities. For over 145 years, Catholic United has helped build stable and secure financial futures for Midwest families. Learn more about how Catholic United Financial can help you and your local parish. Contact Tara Weiss or Peter Orm at 1-800-568-6670 or visit CatholicUnitedFinancial.org.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale now joined by Dowling Catholic head football coach Tom Wilson. Before tonight's game, Dowling and Southeast Polk here at Southeast Polk High School. Coach, thanks for joining us tonight, and best of luck to the Maroons.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, Coach, last week you went over Southeast, before the Southeast Polk game, a win over Urbandale, 29-0 at Valley Stadium. It was a game in which you had basically control of, but it was a interesting game, both parts. I know you'd like to see your offense get more consistent, but defensively, another shutout for Coach Adam Jack and the defensive squad. But it was a good tune-up, and you can't look past Urbandale to get to tonight. I know both teams coming in undefeated. I don't think that was the case. I think Urbandale showed you some things and may have learned something about your club, but nonetheless a win. That puts you at 7-0 going into tonight.
Well, I thought they did a good job defensively. I didn't think that we did a really good job with our adjustments and handling those. And as you mentioned, our defense and special teams with the big return to start the game really got us on the right track. And then offensively, it just seemed like we scuffled some, and we're going to have to do a better job. And as you mentioned, the test tonight is a big one, but we're to it.
Well, Coach, some notes from the Urbandale game last week were some of the things that stood out. I know you went into halftime with the lead. I'm not sure what adjustments you made in the second half that needed to be done, but you came out and just kind of took care of business. That's a big survive in advance. And your thoughts about some of the kids that played well after you got to break down tape earlier this week?
Really, I think one of the biggest things was we were in control of the game, and we came out of the game relatively healthy, which was certainly for a plus for us this time of year. You'd mentioned our defense earlier, and they continue to do a good job. You see guys like Aiden Ducharme flash. You see Lucas Gigliano flash. Our younger defensive linemen are growing up, but then you get kids like Kiwi Fort and Will Ringwelski who have continued to be a very steadying influence on that group. And, we get interceptions, a couple interceptions by Matthew Hanton, who's been a great player for us the entire year. And so, really it takes everybody, but those are some of the guys that I think just continue to elevate themselves.
Well, they sure do. And one guy I'd like to mention, Nick Frericks, and I know he's a multi-sport athlete here at Dowling Catholic. He's your free safety, kind of the quarterback, if you will, that has to see what the offense is bringing to you. But Nick's made some great reads. He had an interception last week, and he played phenomenal. And it's just good to see him flourish in this senior year.
Really steady, such a great kid, and as you mentioned, three-sport athlete, and really excels in all three, and that's not the easiest thing to do, but they don't get much better than Nick Frericks.
And offensively, Coach, I know we talked about you maybe wasn't consistent with your offense last week, and I know it's something that you're very in tune with. But some of the guys that do some little things that don't get much maybe publicity, and that's Ian Middleton and Will Leifger, your fullback and tight end, and then their backups. They do so many of the intangibles. Unless they catch a pass or a run with the football, you don't hear about. But they are the extension of your offensive line, which has played outstanding this year. It's just that the other teams are loading the box and making you do different things. But those two guys do the little intangibles, and I think we discussed that, if not during the game, during the post game.
Great point, and Leifger's done nothing but get better. He's really committed to becoming a tight end. He's played, he's mostly a wide receiver previously, and he's built his body, and honestly, it's important to him, and I'm really proud of his progress. And he doesn't say it, but I'm sure he'd like to catch more passes. But he's had some big ones for us and some good ball games. And, will continue to be part of our plans. And you mentioned Ian Middleton, who plays some both ways, good football player. Football is important to him, and he's played well. And, throw Jackson Miller in there, too, another sophomore who's come in and really played very solid football for us on the offensive side.
And of course, for tonight, you have Urbandale and of course their defense, and they were really flying to the ball. But I thought your offense and Dante Cataldo and the receivers kind of checked down. But Rashad Davis returns the opening kickoff for a touchdown, and then scores a few more. That offensive line opened up holes, and it's at the right times. It maybe is not as much as you want. If you get the ball 6 or 7 times, you want to score more than 3 or 4 times. You get greedy. But Rashad I'm amazed at how he runs. He waits for his blockers, and that's something you really can't teach.
He's a good player. There's never been any question in that, and his, there's sometimes he makes something out of nothing, and that's a credit to him. And he gets the ball an awful lot, and I've said all year he's carrying it more than I'd like him to. As anybody that follows us, we've used multiple backs on most years, but. This year isn't so much the case, and Rashad, it doesn't matter how many times you give it to him, he wants it more. So we'll continue to do that. That's kind of where we hang our hat, and obviously others will have to make plays as well.
Visit with head coach Tom Wilson here on the pregame show, Dowling Catholic head football coach. Before tonight's game, Dowling and Southeast Polk here at Southeast Polk High School. This is Mark Hamadale. We'll return to talk more about tonight's game on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
And we're back here at Southeast Polk High School. Pleasant Hill, we get set for number 1 versus number 2. Dowling and Southeast Polk. The Rams ranked number 1, 7-0, winning 16 straight. The Maroons are 7-0. They've won 7 straight since last year's loss in the playoffs. Mark Hamadale, Matt Mandering, John Chido. And boy, what an introduction is. They do it big up here when they introduce people here, Matt. Isn't that something?
It's a show. There's no doubt about it. And I don't know. I was more of a blue-collar person. Let's just grind it out. Walk people on the field. Let's go play football. But this is quite the production. You get the flashing lights. We got everything out
That's
here.
right. Well, both teams.
It doesn't move the football, though.
It doesn't. Both teams have their captains on the field for the ceremonial coin toss. We all know the coin toss was really had, so keep an eye on that. Matt, we'll go through the starting lineups tonight for Dowling. As mentioned, they have their starting center. Max Shelton is back, the 5'11", 220-pound senior, will anchor the Dowling offensive line, wearing number 57. The left guard is Joe Fralek, number 78, a senior. And Kyle Rockers is the left tackle, also a senior, headed to K-State, 6'4", 300 pounds is Rockers. Right guard is Nate Agos, number 50, a senior. And Isaiah Seymour, number 79, is the senior right tackle. The tight ends are Will Leifger, number 5, a 6'3", 230-pound senior. And Charlie Darnell backs him up, number 81, also a senior. In the backfield, we'll see Rashad Davis. He scored 18 touchdowns this year, rushed over 1,000 yards, and he's a 5'8", 185-pound junior wearing number 24 for the Maroons. The quarterback is Dante Cataldo, number 2, a 6'1" senior. He's thrown for 5 touchdowns, and he's rushed for 1. The receivers are Troy Wilson. We'll see Matthew Kerner in there, Trig Troyer, and Jake Scow also in the lineup. For the Southeast Polk Rams, Connor Mobley is the quarterback, 6'4" senior, headed to Iowa State. In the backfield, number 1 is C.J. Phillip, a 5'11", 185-pound senior. Wide receivers, Carson Robbins, that's who Mobley likes to look to. Number 2, a 6-foot senior. Jack Falloon, a 6-foot senior, wears number 3, the other receiver. And Sam Zelenovich is the second leading receiver on the team, a 2 junior, the coach's son. He wore number 6, and the tight end is Braden Lundgren. They will go 2 tight ends, so a lot of times they will go 3. So that's a look at the starting offenses as we wait for the kickoff. Let's go down to John Chido. Johnny, quite the introduction tonight for the teams, would you say?
Yeah, a little bit. It kind of feels like an Iowa City atmosphere with all the flashing lights and the music and stuff, but it makes an exciting atmosphere. But like Matt said, once the ball's snapped and you're playing, it all goes away.
Well, this is a tremendous crowd, tremendous stadium, brand new. I like the room on the veranda. If you look to our left, the north end zone, have people to watch on a railing at the veranda. Or sit in front of us.
Yeah.
You know, glass windows all around. We can see all the way down the coach's box, as we shared the coach's box tonight with the Dowling coaches. So, Matt, they may tap you on the shoulder here.
They might.
They could do that. So Dowling will receive and defend the south end zone. The field goes north-south. Dowling will go right to left. Maroons in their white uniforms, maroon numbers and pants. Southeast Polk in their all-black jerseys with gold trim and gold numbers with the white trim, black helmets. So we're set. Number 1 kicking off to number 2. They don't get any better than this, gentlemen, for high school football, huh?
It's kind of fun.
A lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. The rain is held off for now. I know it's hovering as we looked on the radar just north of the Ankeny area. So we'll see. And here is Hunter Chanthavon booting the kickoff. It's fielded by Dowling at the 7-yard line. And on the return, the Maroons with it in that. Up to about the 30-yard line is where the Maroons will return it. 1st and 10 Dowling, as Maroons got a pretty good return that time by their kickoff return team, and that was Zach Smith on the return.
Zach Smith had a nice crease there to get up in there. A nice push from that front line of the kickoff return team, and Dowling is set up to go at the 30-yard line, and here we go.
8 sends a man in motion. That is Ian Middleton, goes from left to right. And the give is to Rashad Davis. Over center's got a hole and then some. He's wrestled down at the 38-yard line. Almost broke it. He almost got into the secondary. That second line past the linebacker. They're going to spot him down at the 37 for a gain of 4, but awful close there, Matt.
Caden Kane for Southeast Polk in that defensive front just saved a big run because Rashad had a crease and he was gone. He was patiently waiting beside that zone blocking cut and just a shirt tail. Right. It was a shirt tail.
Curtis Horace let out wide to the right. Dowling going right to left, south to north. They're visiting uniforms. They'll flip-flop Ian Middleton tight end to the left. They have 2 tight ends and option play. Cataldo keeps it. He's got the first down across the 45 up to about the 47-yard line of Southeast Polk. A gain of 10 and a first down for the Maroons.
Great read by Dante as everyone's eyes go to Rashad, and they loaded up they were looking to the left short side of the field. Dante keeps the ball, runs around the right end, and big gain for the Maroons as the march starts.
1st and 10 Dowling from their own 47. No score. Maroons have taken the opening kickoff from their own 31-yard line and moved it to the Maroon 47. Pistol formation. Cataldo back to throw. Fires out. Pass is caught in the flat. And up to about the 50-yard line is the receiver over there. And I believe that was Horace on the catch. And he falls forward to the Polk 49.
We mentioned Drayvon Woods in the warm-ups there, and he is a threat. And the other thing on Caden Kane is a tall kid. Both of them are tall in those ends, and right there, Cataldo had to work that ball around the outstretched arms of Kane on that left side, and first down, nice gain on first down.
Are you saying maybe sidearm a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's Draven Woods is a load. Now they'll put Rashad Davis in motion. Pistol formation. Here's a snap. Cataldo fakes the toss, and now he's got the first down and more. Right up the gut he goes, down inside the 35 of Southeast Polk. First down Dowling, and that was a tremendous play. They faked the toss to Rashad Davis, and then right up the gut goes Dowling quarterback Cataldo for the first down.
Yeah, right up, having Max Shelton back in there is a little bit of a comfort, and not that, Carter Smith did a great job when he was in there, but Max Shelton, the senior, is just the leader, and Cataldo followed him right up the gut.
14-yard run, first down Dowling from the Southeast Polk 35. Maroons taking the opening possession here on a drive. Back to throw. Cataldo looks right, fires it right. The pass is caught right at the 30-yard line for a gain of 5. It'll bring up 2nd and 5, and a nice catch that time in the flat. I believe that was Horace down there with the reception.
That was Horace, and Coach Wilson alluded to it a little bit before the game about how they were going to try, if there's any weakness or youth in this Southeast Polk defense, it's in their secondary. And right there they played a little soft. Dante got the ball out right away, and Horace with a nice catch.
2nd and 5 for Dowling. The Maroons will send Horace split out slot left. In motion is Hank Brown, and now he gets right behind Horace. One receiver to the right, that's Trey Wilson. Here's a handoff for Rashad Davis looking for a hole. Now he's pushed back. May have gotten a yard down to the 34, and that is it. Check that down to the 29-yard line. Gain of 1 will bring up 2nd down, or rather 3rd down and 4.
That was big number 40 in there for Southeast Polk, and Thaden Abbas, and he did a nice job filling the hole there as Rashad taking his time as he normally does, and Abbas hit him in the hole hard and for a little gain.
All right, Hank Brown and Curtis Horace split out wide left of the formation. 2 tight ends in there. One back in the backfield is Rashad Davis. Cataldo, long count. And the read option, he'll keep it. Now fires the ball down, and a pass is incomplete. He underthrew his intended receiver that time, and that was Hank Brown, and it'll bring up 4th down for Dowling from the Polk 29.
Well-designed play, a little bit of a trick play there as Dante kept the ball just like as he did the previous time, on 3rd and long, and fired it out as he got picked up. Fired it out to, was that Horace, did we say?
Yes.
On the edge, and just fired it a little bit too low, and that'd have been a nice pickup.
Almost the full effect, or was the full effect, the run-pass option.
Yeah.
And the pass was incomplete. The bottom line, 4th and 3, Dowling from the Polk 29. Dowling going for it. 4 receivers, 2 on each side of the formation. Back to throw is Cataldo. Fires the ball out. The pass is caught. Slipping a tackle. First down, Maroons. And that is the tight end. Big tight end, Will Leifker, with his 10th catch of the year, and a first down, Dowling at the 17.
Yeah, he put that big target out there on that left edge and way out there by the number, and he went out, and Dante found him just as he turned. Great timing on the pass and catch, and a big catch by Leifker is 4th and 3 turns into a first down for the Maroons.
Gain of 12 on the reception. Cataldo to Leifker, first down Dowling, 2 tight ends for the Maroons. In motion is Hank Brown, left to right. Davis in the backfield. Here's a snap out of the shotgun. Cataldo will keep it. Now he'll fire the pass out, and he overthrows his intended receiver. Second time he's done that out of the RPO, and the pass is incomplete as he overthrew his receiver. It was a lateral but forward pass.
Yeah, forward pass, and it's so hard to throw that ball that flat on the run. And the last time was a little bit low, this time a little bit high as he's sprinting and trying to throw it laterally. That's a tough throw, and with everything a little hyped up, it probably worked in practice, and that one's a tough one to execute out here.
All right, 2nd down and 10 from the 17 of Southeast Polk. Dowling with the football. Back to throw is Cataldo. Looks right, now runs left. He'll keep the football. He's got some space inside the 15, and he's out of bounds right about the 13, they'll call. A gain of 4. It'll bring up 3rd and 6.
3rd and 5. 3rd and 6. Yeah, he got chased out of bounds there. Nice read by Dante. Good job of pulling it down and getting the yards. And now you're in field goal range, and you feel pretty good about that, getting some points early. So you're not going to gamble too much, but you're going to take a shot here on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. Ball after Southeast Polk drove the field, and then Dowling, Nick Frericks intercepts it in the end zone, and They get the ball back, and there's a quick completion out to
flanker screen that time to Curtis Horace, and he makes the catch, and he bring up second down. Dowling with the ball at their own 38-yard line as we're underway. We had technical difficulties here with the new stadium. What else would you expect when you're trying to be out here for the first time?
Yeah. Not a big game going on or anything.
No, nothing like that. Not at all. Not at all.
But Southeast Polk had a nice drive down the field. Took a long time, and then a great play in the end zone by Ferrix. Gets the interception, and now Dowling going back the other way.
All right, pistol formation for the Maroons. Cataldo on play action. Wants to pass. Rolls to his left. Now running with the football, and he runs out of bounds. And he crosses the 40. See where he stepped out on the far sideline. That's where the Dowling fans are on the east side of this stadium. We're on the west side where the lone press box is. An injured Ram is on the floor, and that's Carter Pesic, who is injured right now. But out of bounds, will bring up fourth down. At the 41 is where they spot him out of bounds, Matt. A gain of 3.
Gain of 3, just short. He stuck the ball out. Looked like it was going to be across the line of game, but not quite enough there.
All right, let's go down to John Chido. Johnny, you're on the far sideline. I think we still have you.
Yeah, I'm still here.
There you go. Go ahead.
So going back to Nick Ferrix on the interception back there in the end zone, and the ball actually tipped off Kenny James, and Ferrix coming over from a safety spot made a nice break, and the ball fell right in his hands. And at one point, we thought the receiver had it, and the excitement of the interception. So what a great play to start that first drive that Southeast Polk, or ended that first drive for Southeast Polk. And Dowling now with the football and moving the ball down the field.
Yeah, no question, Johnny. Ferrix with his second interception of the year. Dowling has forced 14 turnovers defensively, and that was a big one, Matt, as you mentioned. We were trying to get everything back on the air, but you saw that, and that was a big spot for that.
That was a big spot. Moberly's only thrown 1 interception all year.
That's correct.
5 touchdowns, 1 interception, so that's only his second interception. And now here, Dowling's rolling the dice. They're coming up to go for it on 4th and 1.
From their own 41-yard line. Pistol formation.
In Southeast Polk territory. This is a big spot right here.
4th and 1 from the Dowling 41. 7-0 Dowling underway here in the second quarter. Now a timeout called. We'll keep it here. And we'll get you caught up with some of our supporters here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. We want to thank them for being alongside us. They include Mercy One, along with the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Klein Electric. Mark Amadeo, Matt Mandering, John Chido. Glad you could join us Friday night. The rain is so far kept to the north, but we have that swirl going on, so we may see some later. But, hey, John, you mentioned the interception by Ferry. Kind of take us back, as after Rashad Davis, or after the halfback pass, was that Trey Wilson to Curtis Horace? Did we figure that out yet?
Yes, it was.
And then after that, Southeast Polk started driving on their first possession, and it ended up being an interception.
Yeah, they moved the ball well, running the football, and they had a big pass play in the middle of the field that got them into Dowling's territory. And then I think 3 plays later is when Ferrix came up with the interception.
All right, 4th and 1, and now the punting unit out there for Dowling. Thank you for that report, John Chido. As Maroons will decide to punt it away here, Matt, apparently, is in to punt will be Zach Smith, averaging about 38, just under 39 yards a punt. Awaiting the snap from the long snapper, Wyatt Jones. Good snap, and gets it away. It turns over.
Yeah,
fair catch punt. Signaled for by Southeast Polk, and the Rams will have it as the Rams field the ball by Carson Robbins, and it'll be Southeast Polk on the offensive end, Matt. 1st and 10 with 11:06 to go here in the second quarter, and Dowling with a 7-0 lead. Number 2 leading number 1. Both teams 7-0, and the Ram offense on the field. First down from their own 25-yard line.
The last time Southeast Polk had the ball, the Dowling defense had stopped them twice, and then 2 big third down plays by Moberly, 2 pass catches, both of them to Robbins, and makes it, or 1 to Fluen and 1 to Robbins, kept the drive alive.
All right, here is a pass that is caught, and running with the football after the catch. They threw it outside the boundary, and that is the coach's son, Sam Zelenovich, with the reception, and went to the left of the formation. A little lateral pass, Matt, and Zelenovich made good yardage afterward. Gets up to 36-yard line, gain of 11. And welcome back to Southeast Polk Stadium. Mark Amadeo alongside Matt Mandering, John Chido. Just under 7 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Dowling and Southeast Polk tied at 7. And the Rams now with the football on or rather Dowling with the football on their own 49-yard line, set to punt here as Maroons had the ball near midfield and are in a punting situation, kind of like when we left before here, Matt Maindring.
Yeah.
Maroons are awaiting the snap by Wyatt Jones as Zach Smith stands at his own 35, gets the punt away, and over-end kick and angling out of bounds, and let's see, it'll
good punt.
Go out of bounds right around inside the 15-yard line, and that's where the Rams will have it, 1st and 10, as we have 6:45 remaining here in this exciting first half. 7-all, Dowling and Southeast Polk. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That's where John Chido's at, Johnny.
Yeah, that last drive, well timed, and then stalled out there. They had the big play, the pass play attempt at Trey Wilson, and the ball was just thrown outside a little bit, too long. Trey couldn't get his hands on it, but he had a step on the receiver, and looked to Dowling to come back to that because there's something there that they get behind those defensive backs. They just haven't been able to convert on it yet.
All right, thank you for that update, John. 6:45 to go here in the second quarter, all tied. Southeast Polk with a first down at their own 13-yard line. Quarterback is Connor Mobley, and he gives it to his tailback. And dancing between the center and left guard, I believe is Landon Vanderwerf, who's in there now. They kind of
Let's C.J. Phillips.
That's what they said, but I don't have him in.
C.J. Phillips is in there. Matt Hatton was on the tackle there. They went off the left edge, got about a 4-yard gain, and Matt Hatton came up from his safety position, made a nice play.
Move it up to the 14-yard line, so Phillip a gain of 4 to bring up 2nd and 6 Southeast Polk. This time to give it to Phillip again as C.J. trying to turn the corner, and he's gang tackled just shy of the 18-yard line for a gain of 1. They'll bring up 3rd down.
And all the damage that Southeast Polk has been doing has been predominantly through the air, and they haven't got a lot of traction on the ground yet at this point. And right there is another example of that defensive front. Again, rotating those guys through there is giving those guys some breaks and put a stop to the run game. Now they got to get on top of the pass game.
All right, 3rd and 5, Southeast Polk from their own 18. They go right to left, south to north. 3 receivers, actually 4 to the right. Back to throw is Mobley, fires it out, and the pass is caught. And hit as he caught it was Jack Falloon. And they'll give him a gain up to about the 22-yard line, near a first down.
That'd be just short. Jake Kruger came up and made a nice play there at the catch, and he's going to be just a half a yard short here at the 23-yard. Oh, they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, right in front of the Dowling bench.
Yeah.
First down, Southeast Polk, right at the 23. Gain of 5.
Coach Wilson's over there pleading his case, but it was right in front of, like you said, right in front of the Dowling bench. It looked like he got stopped short, but it doesn't matter what we think from up here.
Pleading his case on the spot. It has nothing to do with the measurement. It's the spot.
It's the spot.
First down, Southeast Polk from their own 23. Falloon with the catch. And a first down. Back to throw is Mobley. Looks right and throws it out of his receiver that was run out of bounds. Right, they're saying incomplete.
Incomplete.
Yeah, right at the 26-yard line. Would have been gain of 3 on the play, but they call it incomplete. So it was thrown at him. I think he may have had the reception, but they're going to wave it off. He didn't have completion.
Now they're going to give it to him. One guy said incomplete. So they did say complete. I don't know what the incomplete signal was for.
Yeah, so it's second down now from the 26, so we'll move that. Change that.
A little confusing.
Second and 7.
Par for the course tonight.
Pistol formation for Moberly. Has 2 receivers left. Here's a handoff, C.J. Phillip, and the hole is vacant, but he pops outside and gets up near the 30-yard line for about a gain of 4.
Gain of 4, and, he won't get credit for the tackle, but it looked like Mason Beaver was on that play and tripped him up in the backfield and slowed that down a little bit, and that was a nice play in there by.
So it brings on
that defensive front.
3rd down and 4 for the Southeast Polk Rams. They go right to left, 3 receivers left, 2 to the right, empty backfield. There's a snap, Mobley over the middle, looks, and he fires the ball out, and the pass is complete. Nice catch coming back to the ball with Carson Robbins, and across the 35 up to the 36, they'll mark it.
Mobley threw a dart in there and shooting right into coverage, and the coverage was there, and it was down low where only his guy could get it, and makes the catch, and it's a first down for the for the Rams.
Clock continues to move. 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Not many possessions for either team in this first half as the clock is wound down.
It's very limited. I think this is Southeast Polk's third possession of the half. Back to throws Moberly on play action. Wants to go long, goes over the middle, and he overthrew his intended receiver, incomplete, Sam Zelenovich, but he had Dowling had safety help that time along with the cornerback on that receiver as the Maroons had that well covered.
They did. They had good coverage on that as Bergs came over the top to help, and that Moberly, he got an arm. He threw that ball a long way on the spot, and it was not far off from his receiver.
He had plenty of time. That offensive line gave him plenty of time. Carson Campese, Gavin Douglas, Parker Straw in the center, Braden Harmon, and Brody Blackford, all but Blackford back from last year for the Rams. All right, 2nd and 10, Southeast Polk. They'll go with a 4-receiver set, empty backfield. Back to throws is Moberly. Over the middle, the pass is caught by Zelenovich, and he crosses the 45, and they're going to put his knee down at the 45, gain of 9.
Yeah, just quick slant right over the middle there, and he's digging in, and Moberly's hitting him right in stride and right into the linebacker. And it's a tough play to stop.
You got 5 receivers. They're all running different routes, and it's 3rd and 1 now for the Rams. They put the ball right on the 45-yard line of Southeast Polk. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandring, John Chido. Glad you could join us tonight. The rain has held off thus far. And quarterback sneaking into the line and close to a first down is Southeast Polk.
Yeah.
We had game time temperature of 54 degrees, west wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Humidity up there at 56%, but that flag has been limp. And they're going to give a Rams first down right at the 46-yard line. Didn't need much, and they didn't take much.
No, they didn't get much on that. They jumped in there, and big pile right in the middle of the field as the clock continues to wind down here at the end of the second quarter with under 3:20 left.
10 plays on this drive. We started back on the Southeast Polk 13-yard line. Of course, at halftime, we'll have head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic join John Chido on the sideline. Back to throws Moberly. Over the middle, he fires it, and the pass is caught, and the receiver's down. His knee was down, and now a flag comes out late. High school football and college, your knee's down, you're down, but somebody hit him, and that'll be 15 more yards from midfield, Matt.
It's a reaction play, and the kid was down. He was starting to get back up and realized he couldn't go anywhere, but then the Dowling defender came up and hit him, and that's going to be 15 yards.
Levis with the catch of 4 yards, and you tack on 15 more with the personal foul penalty. Late hit by Dowling, and that'll move the ball down to the Dowling 35. So that hurts there. 1st and 10, Southeast Polk. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Beautiful stadium tonight. It's full. As stadium was built last year physically, but it wasn't internally ready. And as we found out, we've had some connection issues. I think we've got those solved for now, thanks to Brady Grimm back at the Iowa Catholic Radio Studios and all the help he's received. Greg Ridgewine and company. Back to throw Moberly over the middle. Fires out. Ball tipped and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Carson Robbins and nearly intercepted as the Maroons were diving for it.
For Eric, almost got his second one of the night as that tip drill happens over the middle and great coverage. And Moberly's confident, man. He throws that ball on a line over the middle and right through his receiver's hands, and ball gets tipped, and almost Ferrix is able to come up with it.
All right, C.J. Phillip in the backfield as both these teams' offenses mirror each other. Both run the shotgun. Both don't huddle. They check with the sidelines for their signals, and that's what Moberly did out of the shotgun. Back to throw he goes, fires to the right side. The pass is caught right at the 25-yard line. Drags tackles down to the 22-yard line. First down, Southeast Polk, and on a quick slant that time to Carson Robbins.
They're able to get leverage on that and run that slant play, and there's not much. He's lining up so far outside that you can't take away the inside, and it's a big play for him.
You got to respect both.
Yeah, you got to respect both.
And I'm going to move the ball back to the 23, so a gain of 12 on the play. This will be the 13th play of the drive. We started back at the 13-yard line for Southeast Polk. 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the half. 2 receivers left, one to the right. Robbins on the snap to give us to Phillip, and he's wrapped up and dropped, and he may have lost a yard back to the 25-yard line, maybe 2 yards before he's brought down.
Kiwi Fort right there was able to get him in the backfield and pile him up, and CJ didn't have anywhere to go, and so it's a loss of A long one, maybe 2 yards.
Now we're going to call it 2.
Let's call it 2.
We'll bring up 2nd and 12, Southeast Polk, with a minute 40 to go here in the half.
And the clock's running, and both teams have used the timeout. So
that's what I'm checking on the board.
Yeah.
Timeouts, both of them, yes. 2 left. So Rams with 2 receivers right, 2 to the left, 1 back in the backfield. Robbins back to throw. Looks right, fires to C.J. Phillip out of the backfield, caught, and he's driven down inside the 20 down to about the 18, a gain of 7. And it'll bring up 3rd and 5.
It's a tough play to defend there, and they get out there in an island, and then you're able to come over the top with C.J. Phillip and throw it to him in the flat, and they get a block. And here we have Jack Balloon coming off the field with a little bit of a limp as he comes to the sideline. All right, here's a big play for the Maroons right here.
Yeah, 3rd and 5, Southeast Polk. The ball on the Dowling 18-yard line. We're tied at 7. Final minute of the first half. And now Carson Mobley doing a check with me with his sideline, and now a timeout's going to be called. We'll keep it here with 44 seconds remaining in the first half. Dowling and Southeast Polk tied at 44. Mark Amadale tied at 7 with 44 seconds remaining. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Manning. Let's go down to John Shido. Johnny, you've been watching this drive. This will be the 15th play of this Southeast Polk drive that started back at the 6:45 mark.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the possessions on both sides have been very limited. I think Dowling's had 3, Southeast Polk's on their 3rd possession, so points are at a premium right now, and Southeast Polk's in the red zone. I mean, they'd love to come away with 7 points, obviously, but you got a big 3rd and 5 here. That underneath stuff with the receivers, it's one-on-one coverage, and they're doing a good job of getting inside leverage, and Mobley's getting the ball out of his hands quickly, and it's been hard to defend.
Yeah, it certainly has. And, Matt, it's a time-consuming drive, and this is what an experienced team does. Southeast Polk with pretty much most of their offense back from a year ago, and they've just taken this ball and taken almost 6 minutes off the clock, and they're going to grind it down to the final play and not leave Dowling much time to respond if anything happens on this drive.
Correct. It's going to be this is what good teams do. They just sit there and suck the life out of you as they're coming down the field. And here we go, 3rd and 5, and can you get a stop right here and force them to kick a field goal?
All right, Robbins out of the shotgun. Or check that, Connor Mobley out of the shotgun. Has pressure, fires in the end zone. Man fell down on the pass is incomplete as Carson Robbins was the intended receiver. He went in motion, and he overthrew him, but pressure in the backfield may have forced Mobley to unload it.
You're right. Dylan Manning came off the edge as Coach Jack sends him and hits Mobley just as he's releasing the ball. Defender had slipped in the end zone, but he overshot. Was it Robbins, you said? In the end zone. So a big stop for the Maroons and a big play here to hold them to the field goal attempt with 40 seconds to go in a tie ball game.
This will be a 35-yard field goal attempt. The long snapper is Braden Lundgren, the tight end. Holden Hansen will hold it. Ball on the right hash, and Chantafon's kick is up and good from 35 yards out on the right hash, south to north here at Southeast Polk. And the Rams lead it 10-7. That's their first lead of the night with 35 seconds to go here in the first half. We'll take a 1-minute break and return to Southeast Polk High School. The score, Southeast Polk 10, Dowling 7, here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Calling all ladies to Spiritual Warfare featuring Janet Williams in person from EWTN's Women of Grace. Saturday, November 11th at St. Francis of Assisi Parish in West Des Moines. The day includes 3 talks, Holy Mass, Rosary, Continental Breakfast, and a special opportunity for prayer requests. Ticket prices start at $30. Visit iowacatholicradio.com for more information. And don't miss Spiritual Warfare with Janet Williams and Iowa Catholic Radio.
Connecting listeners to Christ.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. ashworthvision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, Mike Borman here, General Agent with Knights of Columbus Insurance. Thank you for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Southeast Polk High School. Mark Amadale alongside Matt Maindring as Southeast Polk goes 16 plays, and 87 yards, capped off by a Hunter Chantafon 35-yard field goal to give the Rams a 10-7 lead here, Matt.
Yeah, nice drive by Southeast Polk. And again, the Dowling defense did an outstanding job of holding them to just a field goal down there. This is a tough team to get your arms around, and it seems like both teams are kind of getting a rhythm for each other defensively. And we got a dogfight coming in the second half.
Reiner will have John Chido catching up with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. Now a little pooch kick by Southeast Polk, fielded by one of the upbacks for Dowling at the 20, and he gets it up to about the 25-yard line. Nice return that time by Drew Brock. And 31 seconds remaining. The Maroons with the first down from their own 25 and 2 timeouts.
2 timeouts, 31 seconds to go in their own territory. Unlikely that they're going to take too many shots right here. Yeah, but you might take one early and see if you can pump something big, and with 2 timeouts, you've got some time to mess around yet.
Dowling offensive line, Kyle Rockers, Joe Fralick on the left side, Max Shelton back at center. They're coming off a 3 or 4 game injury. Nate Igos and Isaiah Seymour on the right side of the tackles. Hand off to Rashad Davis. He gets up to the 30-yard line. As the clock continues to run, Davis a gain of 4 to bring up second down 6 for the Maroons.
And Coach Wilson is going to hurry. They're going to hurry up and get to the line here. He didn't call a timeout yet. They're going to get up and run a play.
10 seconds to go. Cataldo out of the shotgun to give us to Davis. And Rashad just kind of picks and waits his hold. He's got near first down across the 35 to the 36. They'll stop the clock with 3 seconds.
Stop the clock with 3 seconds. Not sure why they stopped the clock.
First down.
Oh, was it a first down?
Yeah, well, the official stopped the clock, and that's going to do it. They're going to wind it. And we're at halftime, folks. 10-7 is our score. Southeast Polk ranked number 1 in 5A, leading second-ranked Dowling. Teams are both undefeated. Eyes are upon Pleasant Hill tonight, and the rain has been kept away. Not a bad evening out there. And John Chido is going to catch up with head coach Tom Wilson. But the Southeast Polk Rams lead 10-7 as they scored on a field goal and a touchdown pass to Zelenovic. Dowling's only score was Curtis Horace, a 7-yard touchdown reception from Trey Wilson on a little flanker halfback pass. And Johnny, take it away with head coach Tom Wilson.
Coach, it's a tough ball game. Both teams had the ball, I think, 3 times, both scoring. Southeast Polk was able to come away with that field goal. But your thoughts so far in the first half?
Oh, we've done some good things. We just got to get back at it. Every possession is really important. We're going to have to force them into some mistakes, but we feel like we left a couple plays out there, but it should be a great second half.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Johnny, thank you for visiting with head coach Tom Wilson. Our score, Matt, 10-7. Southeast Polk leads Dowling at halftime. I know we had some technical difficulties in the first half. I know they've been fixed. At least I hope they have. But what a game it was. And there wasn't that many possessions. Both teams had the ball, I think, 3 times each. Dowling had it for the 4th time. But not a whole lot of possessions. The offenses, when they had the ball, they controlled the line of scrimmage.
They really did, and they moved the ball. Both teams were able to move the ball efficiently up and down the field. Maybe Southeast Polk has a few more yards, I'm assuming, but, the big play being Fralick with the interception in the end zone, keeping it a 7-7 ball game, and then coming down the field here, Dylan Manning with the pressure on Moberly as he's trying to throw the ball into the end zone to force the field goal. And that really is where we're at right now with a 10-7 ball game. This should be a heck of a first half. And I know what Coach Wilson means because they had Trey open on the sideline there on one play and just off his fingertips. The ball was just outside of him, and that was 6 points. So it's going to be a game. There's only a couple big plays in there. One was the penalty that gave Southeast Polk another 15 yards on the one drive, and then the one takeaway, and that's it. And so Southeast Polk will get the ball to start the second half, and we'll see what both of these coaches, who are really good at making adjustments at halftime, come out and do.
No question. Again, Dowling took the opening kickoff and went 14 plays, 69 yards, and Dowling scoring from 7 yards out on Trey Wilson, who got a lateral pass from Dante Cataldo. And Trey acted like he was going to run with it, and they ended up pulling up and throwing to Curtis Horace in the back corner of the end zone, in that northeast end zone of Southeast Polk. And the Maroons led 7-0. The back in the second quarter comes Southeast Polk and Brad Zelinovich's son with the touchdown reception, and that's Sam Zelinovic, and a touchdown pass from Connor Mobley. And we were tied at 7 until that last drive, 35 seconds to go in the half. And Hunter Chantavan on a 35-yard field goal for Southeast Polk puts the score 10-7. Southeast Polk leading Dowling here at halftime. Mark Amadeo, Matt Maindry, and John Chido. We'll take a break, come back. Earlier I had a chance to catch up with the brand new Dowling boys basketball coach, Justin Einertson. I'll have that conversation when we return here to Southeast Polk High School in Pleasant Hill here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
The Diocese of Des Moines welcomes international speaker and Theology of the Body Evangelization Team President Monica Asher for 2 workshops on October 27 at St. Augustine's Parish in Des Moines and October 28 at Saints John and Paul in Altoona. Monica will introduce the beautiful teaching of the theology of the body, explain how this teaching relates to our own lives, and how we can share this message with others. To register and learn more, visit iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Construction Professionals. Construction Professionals does remodeling and new construction. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Thank you, Construction Professionals, for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Thursdays at 9 a.m., it's Catholic Women Now with Julie Nelson and Chris Magruder on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Connecting listeners with Christ.
And welcome back to halftime here at Southeast Polk High School. Dowling Catholic and Southeast Polk, number 1 versus number 2 in Class 5A district football. We're at halftime, and Southeast Polk leading 10-7 over Dowling Catholic. Earlier, I caught up with the brand new Dowling boys basketball coach, Justin Einertson, and here's a conversation I had with the brand new head coach at Dowling Catholic, Justin Einertson. Mark Amadale now joined by the brand new head boys basketball coach here at Dowling Catholic High School, Justin Einertson. And, Coach, thanks for joining us here at halftime, and looking forward to working with you this year, and welcome to Dowling.
Oh, it's a dream to be here. Very excited to be around you again as well after all those years at Grandview.
We had a lot of fun there. You did a pretty good job on the radio, but I know your coaching's in your blood. You came from Wisconsin. Your dad and your grandfather, Hall of Fame coaches up there, and now you're here in Central Iowa and staying here in Central Iowa. So looking forward to the relationship, Justin.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here. My wife, it's going to be hard to ever drag her out of Grandview, and you know how it is if you marry someone from Iowa, especially a woman from Iowa, you are now an Iowan. So here I am.
Yes, you are. Well, we'll work on the Packer stuff and all that goes on. I'm still working on that with Mr. Maindring right now, but that's a different story. Well, Coach Einertson, you were 7 years at Des Moines Lincoln, and talking about you came back to marry your wife, who's from around this area in Grandview, but 7 years at Lincoln, and you kind of saw the Dowling program, at a distance, played them once a year, once in a while, but you applied for the Dowling job. Coach Fieldking, for our listeners out there, Coach Clay Fieldking, went back to his old high school, Urbandale, and he's the head coach there. We'll see them twice this year. But you decided to apply for the job. You got it. And now you're at Dowling after 7 years at Des Moines Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln was a good experience. It was tough at first. Like, they had been losing for a long time. We were able to turn it around with one group, and then COVID hit. So I feel like all that momentum that we had was lost. So it made it challenging. We were able to get a second conference title out of it, and then had a couple of solid teams. But when Dowling opens up, that's a dream job. Always had my eyes over here. When I was still a college coach, this is one of my favorite places to come and watch games. Obviously had a really good relationship with OC over the years as well. So could not be more excited, could not feel more blessed to be in this position, and I'm excited to get this thing rolling.
Well, that's going to start pretty soon as the practices get underway next month. But right now we're in October and the off season, and there's been a lot happening with Dowling boys basketball in the off season. I think Dowling graduated 6 seniors last year. I think they have 10 coming back, and then a couple others that you can add on there. Talk about the outlook and what's been going on since you took over in the spring.
Sure. Well, I think when you have a lot of seniors that return, I think your outlook is probably better than what most people think it is. Seniors win basketball games in high school, and we have a senior class that's very committed. They've been very excited from day one. I started June 1st with our workouts, and that very day I saw that these guys are probably better than what people think, and they put in a ton of work. Summer we played, I think it was 14 games, and they did really well. over fall. We started fall league, and that's kind of been up and down, but we've seen some separation with the guys that are really going to help us in the rotation. And, we've been doing Friday workouts to try to keep us in shape and keep us mentally challenged, and they've met the challenge at every point. And, it's exciting. It's going to be fun to go out there and show the amount of work these guys have put in. And I don't think many people are going to expect us to finish very high in conference, but I think our guys are embracing that challenge as well.
This is with Justin Einerson, the brand new boys basketball coach at Dowling Catholic High School here at halftime. And Coach, you mentioned taking over. What a league, the CIML down to 9 teams, but I think Dowling had the second toughest boys basketball schedule last year. You're going to inherit that. And you have, some returning starters coming back, a little bit of depth, but it's just about building the program. You got several kids are on the football team, so they'll come later. But talk about this process when you saw what you're getting into. You're going to change from the Iowa Alliance now to the CIML, and the conference every night it gets to be very important. And we've seen that here in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's interesting because almost all those teams at the top 5 of the CIML last year had Division I players, either juniors or seniors. So trying to develop players at that level is probably the first step. You start with 6th, 7th grade, try to make sure that guys are getting developed to that high level, making sure that they're around some of the best coaches outside the program too. We have Shane Hennon, who's a player development coach around here, who's one of the best in the nation. And, people are taking advantage of him. Now Dowling players are taking advantage of him, which is pretty great. The other thing is we have to be very sure about our style. And I think playing fast and really depending on three-point shooting and rebounding is going to be a way that we can compete with some of those teams right away. Now, we have Joey Pola back, who I think is an all-conference player. We have Ryan Kleppe, who's a long wing that's a really good shooter now. He struggled last year shooting it, but he had a really good summer of development, also very strong. We got Riddick Matan, who's been a force inside and out all summer long, and mix in some of these other guys off the football team. I think we have a lot of pieces that are very, very strong. So I'm excited about this year's team, but also excited about the group developing behind them.
And, of course, you're welcome the juniors who were on the sophomore team last year to help build that. But one of the things about player development, especially in basketball, it's almost got to be year-round like so many sports. But your thoughts on the style, because you kind of touched upon you want to play more up-tempo, but talk about the offense, but also the defensive style. What do you like to play, Justin? I've seen what you played in college. That's all I know, but that's been a few years ago, and what you and Coach Schaefer like to run at Grandview. But talk about how it fits to the high school.
Yeah, I think we're a little bit more wide open than we were at Grandview with Schaefer. I grew up in Wisconsin and grew up in a slower, methodical system. I really believe that in the age of the transfer portal, you got to be very appealing, and fast style is appealing. And, I'm a big NBA guy. A lot of people know that about me. Coming from Wisconsin, that's not very rare anymore with the Bucks being as good as they are. So understanding that spacing that comes from the NBA, pace that comes from the NBA, that's going to be implemented here, and it's going to open up the floor. It's going to create more. We're going to create more ball handlers to match that system. Defensively, though, I'm going back to the pack line, which is what I grew up with. That's what Wisconsin runs, Virginia runs. Just kind of cutting off driving lanes, one pass away. Now, the country in general got away from that style a couple years ago because three-point shooting was such a big deal. But now it's been changed. The pack line has actually changed to match the three-point shooting. So at Lincoln, we had a very opposite, no middle, super aggressive, up in passing lanes defense. The problem with that is that when you play smart teams like Waukee Northwest, they just torch it. So I think the pack line is the way to go, and our guys have really embraced that.
Well, Coach, I know the season's getting started pretty soon, but let's talk about the coaching staff. Any changes there, and how do you see this group? How many kids are you expecting in the Dowling program from freshmen through the varsity?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'd say we might be looking at 60 or 70 altogether. Let's see, 15, 60 is probably a good number. Yeah, we'll have pretty much the same staff back. We're adding John Nagel as a JV head coach, so we want to run a full program for our juniors. We have so many seniors that are back and going to be in the rotation that we want to make sure that we're not going to lose a year. We don't want those juniors to leave the program. We want them to develop and be good seniors for us. So adding John is a really big deal. Zach Nicholson has been my right-hand man all summer long. I actually call him Hondo, like the guy from Top Gun Maverick that's always following Tom Cruise around. Nahas has been around quite a bit this fall, and Kevin O'Hare literally never leaves. So I'm very, very pleased with our staff, and I couldn't be more excited to get to work with them.
Well, Coach, first game, as I see on the schedule, is November 28th. That's a Tuesday night. Dowling hosting Valley in a girl-boy doubleheader, and there's nothing like a Dowling-Valley rivalry to start the season.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I haven't experienced it as a coach yet, but why not shock the world on night one, right? I don't think many people are going to be taking us that game, but I think our guys are very – I mean, it's been a motivator for them all year. When you look and you see that that's your first game, it makes those early mornings in June a lot easier.
Well, it certainly does. And now, before the season starts, you mentioned that you've got some things going on. And last night you had a clinic at Dowling for your youth coaches, the MBA program. Talk a little about that and how that's going to be run for folks that have kids right now in elementary and junior high school that feed Dowling. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, this year, just because of gym space issues, we're going to run 5th through 8th. I would like to expand that. I really want, Kristen Meyer and I agree that if we can get kids first grade or so and start working on development, that's probably the way to go at our level now. So eventually we're going to expand to that. But right now we're starting with, I think it's 2 5th grade teams, 3 6th grade teams, 2 7th, and 2 8th. And I'm really excited about the program, and we'll be implementing a lot of our offensive and defensive philosophies, focusing heavily on ball skills and shooting and defense, obviously. Some of our best players at every grade are still playing AAU, and I have no problem with that at all. I think we have a lot of really good AAU coaches and programs in this area. We just want to make sure that we're developing every Dowling kid. So I'm really excited about it. We have a really good class of coaches. We have Felix Gallagher, who played for me at Lincoln, Aiden Cord, who played for me at Lincoln. Davini comes back. And Sam Young, who played here a couple of years back, who was the head manager at Iowa State the last couple of years. So we have a mostly young and very driven youth coaching staff, and I'm really impressed with how excited they are and how much they've already learned and implemented.
Well, Coach, looking forward to working with you this winter. Winter's one of basketball and winter sports are one of the longest seasons in high school, as you know. But looking forward to working with you. I know we'll be there for Dowling Valley here at the Dowling Gym in November. But, hey, welcome over to the good side of town. And thanks for joining us here at halftime. We look forward to following Dowling boys basketball and the girls throughout the season.
Can't wait. Love being here, and can't wait to see that place full on the opener against Valley.
Head coach Justin Einerson, the Dowling boys basketball coach in his first year and preparing for his season. And we appreciate Coach Einerson visiting with me at halftime. Halftime score, it's Southeast Polk 10, Dowling Catholic 7, alongside Matt Mandring and John Chido. I'm Mark Amadale. We'll return. We'll have the halftime statistics. And, yes, it has started to rain here at Southeast Polk High School here in Pleasant Hill, so we'll have that to deal with in the second half. More on that. Again, our halftime score, Southeast Polk 10, Dowling 7. We'll return after these messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, I'm David Smith from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. I belong to St. Hugo of the Hills Parish. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for programming comes from Klein Electric, a local family-oriented electrical contractor, a 100% employee-owned company with branches across the Midwest to provide comprehensive electrical services. Klein Electric is able to help with any residential and commercial project. Learn more at kleinelectric.com.
Mercy One is proud to support Iowa Catholic Radio. Mercy One has convenient locations right in your neighborhood. From unexpected illnesses to regular checkups, Mercy One is here for you. Schedule online at mercyone.org.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Southeast Polk High School as we're getting set for the second half. Rain is starting to fall. Dowling and Southeast Polk, the Rams lead at 10-7. Matt, you got to look at some of the first half statistics in this contest.
All right, quickly here as both teams get ready to kick off. As Dowling had 9 first downs and had 61 yards rushing on 31 carries, 48 yards passing on 8 of 11, and one touchdown thrown by Trey Wilson, and then no turnovers for the Maroons. 14 first downs for Southeast Polk, only 21 yards rushing on 11 carries, and then they had 162 yards passing on 14 of 20 from Moberly with 1 interception, and so the 1 turnover makes the difference there. And individually, Cataldo was 7 of 10 for 41 yards, and Rashawn Davis ran it 9 times for 30 yards. Cataldo ran it 4 times for 31 yards, and Horace had 5 catches for 23 yards. So that kind of sums that up. Moberly was 14 of 19 for 162 as Dowling kicks it off, and it goes into the end zone. And then C.J. Phillip had 10 rushes for 27 yards. Robbins had 4 catches for 69 yards. Lunovich had 5 catches for 68 yards. So those are the big numbers for the Rams.
All right, thank you. And John Chada, I know you're on the Dowling sideline. It's a little damp out there, Johnny. Sorry about that, but come on in. Let's catch us up on halftime.
Yeah, can you hear me? My microphone fell on the ground. I got a little wet here, so.
Oh, you're good. No.
Okay, good.
You sound good. It's durable.
I think, a little panic there. So, but I think both teams equally matched up in that first half. Southeast Polk came in with that field goal, but I think Dowling could put points on the board, like Coach Wilson said. They just need to convert on some of those drives.
All right, Moberly on first down from their own 20. Handoff, C.J. Phillips. He's got the first down. He runs right between the guard and over center and up to the 35-yard line, 15 yards, first down, and they blocked that just right.
Yeah, they walled it off for him, and he cuts back and gets an opening off the left tackle, and that's the biggest run of their night for CJ and the biggest run play for him. Again, they only had, 31 yards in the first half, and that's a big run there and got half of it right there.
First and 10, Southeast Polk, 16-yard run for C.J. Phillip from their own 36-yard line underway. Rams lead it 10-7. Back to throw is quarterback Connor Mobley. Throws it over the middle, and he overthrows everybody incomplete. Somebody ran a curl, and it's supposed to be a go pattern, and he threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
They're going to call grounding on that? I mean, he threw it out there in no man's land from back behind center.
We forget they're doing the campaign.
Yeah, I know.
Grounding. No,
yeah, I know. Well, I was thinking it, too.
No, you can't.
There's nobody there.
There's about 20 guys in black and gold
on the sideline.
You got 2 scores.
They are
going to throw it. Yeah.
Well, somebody got talked into something down there. Officials now are going to huddle up. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
It's the right
and then
call.
2nd and more. So,
as the rain comes down and
let's see if we can pick this up. Yeah, Brad Zelenovich is not very happy, and
on the offense, number 5.
Intentional grounding, So, John Shadow, you and Mr. Maynard got your way, you coaches.
Yeah, the only people over there was the Southeast sideline.
It wasn't a wrong route because there was nobody there. I mean, there was nobody within 15 yards of the
Johnny,
football.
they were just standing out of bounds outside the boundary.
I mean, it worked there for a while until finally someone talked some sense.
Well, they pled their case.
Yeah,
they pled their case. So the ball is backed up. Bring up to. Going to move it. Where are they going to mark it at? They're still trying to back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, 2nd and 15. 7-16.
The 5-yard penalty, so move it back 5. So it's 2nd down and 15 from the 31. Moberly will have 3 receivers left. Tight end on the right. Takes a handoff to Phil. Fires it out. Pass is caught on a quick slant. And caught by the slot receiver on the left side. The first of 3. And he gets up to the 40-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down.
Manhattan on the tackle there. And, again, they've thrown a lot of those quick slants. They want to just come back over the middle with that thing. And quick pitch. And Moberly has such a strong arm and gets it out quick. And that's tough to stop.
And Robbins was a receiver that time and went for 9 yards. So you got most of the yardage back from the penalty. It brings up 3rd and 6 for Southeast Polk. Ball on their own 40-yard line. The Rams lead it 10-7 over Dowling. 10:45 to go, third quarter. Glad you could join us tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Mark Hemmedale, Matt Mandering, John Scheidel. Rain is beginning to fall. Back to throw is Mobley. Has time, now runs to his right, looking, and he dumps it off, incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down from his own 40-yard line. 4th and 6 coming up for Southeast Polk. And good coverage. That might have been you can't call it a sack, but a coverage.
Yeah, that was
by the Dowling defense.
Great job, and I believe that was Keevy Ford in pursuit there. Did a nice job of keeping him on the move, and as the pocket collapsed, Mobley flipped out to the right and still had nowhere to throw the football, and great coverage there by the Maroons, forced this punt in this first series.
All right, Hunter Chonthapan will be in to punt for Southeast Polk. And he will step back at his own 25. Good snap. And the left footed gets away. It's a high short kick. It'll bounce to 40. Takes a Polk bounce to the 30. Rolls to the 25. And Rams will down it right at the 23. And that's where the Dowling offense will start. That'll be their first possession of the second half with 10:20 left to go, third quarter. Dowling with the first down at their own 23-yard line as Maroon defense holds there. And that was assisted by the penalty, the intentional grounding penalty. Let's go down to John Scheidel on the Dowling sideline. Johnny?
Well, Dowling defense did a good job putting some pressure on Connor Mobley, and that's what you have to do. You have to make them move through the pocket, put some pressure, and make them try to throw the ball on the run. You can't let them sit back there and get that quick release. So Dowling's pressing these receivers and doing a better job of taking away those short routes and making him have to move in the pocket.
All right, pistol formation. Thank you for that report from the Dowling sideline on the far side. Handoff, Rashad Davis, and he just kind of like a rugby scrum. They're all stood up, defense and offense, and he gets a little bit of a seam up to the 25-yard line, gain of 2 to bring up 2nd and 8.
Squeeze a couple yards out there to the short side of the field as they try to overload that side offensively and squeeze Rashad up in there, but that front four for the Rams shut that down. You're running right at Woods on that one right there.
All right, Dowling with 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Dowling going right to left, south to north. When they're visiting white jerseys with maroon pants and numbers, white helmets, low snap. But Cataldo comes up with it, hands it off to Davis. He's hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage, and he may have lost a yard or two. We'll see.
Travis Collins, 6'6", 280, blew through there and was able to get to Rashad in the backfield, drops him probably for a 1-yard loss on that as it brings up a big 3rd and 9 for the Maroons.
Back to the 24-yard line, and you mentioned Collins, right, Fabian?
Yeah.
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
You know,
big fella.
He is Caden Proctor's brother.
Oh.
So there you go. 3rd and 9 Dowling. Long line of scrimmage, their own 24-yard line. 10-7 Southeast Polk. We're under 9 minutes to play. Cataldo back to throw. Has a man open. Caught by Leifker at midfield. And he's got the first down just shy of midfield. He'll mark his knee down at the 49-yard line. And a great hook up that time with the big tight end for the Maroons, Leifker at 6'3".
Great catch by Leifker. And Dante Cataldo put it right on him. That was one of the best throws I've seen from him this year as far as in motion and just hitting him in the seam right there. That was outstanding, and big play for the Maroons. Keeps this drive alive, and more importantly, keeps the ball in their hands and away from Southeast Polk.
25-yard reception, first down Dowling at their own 49. Pistol formation for the Maroons. Here's Cataldo, fakes the handoff, fires over the middle. Pass is incomplete. The intended receiver that time had a little bit of contact, and I'm going to say it's incomplete. The intended receiver for Dowling was Hank Brown.
Hank Brown on the slant, kind of doing what Southeast Polk was doing in there, and the defender stumbled, and maybe they're saying incidental contact on that.
Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Dowling on their own 49-yard line. 8:22 remaining here in the third quarter. Rain started falling after halftime, after a dry first half, and now they'll move. I'll put a man in motion, and that is Hank Brown left to right. So Maroons with 3 receivers right in the backfield. Has 1 back, and that's Rashad Davis. Gets the handoff over the right side. He's got some room, trying to bounce outside. Breaks the tackle at the 45 of Southeast Polk, and he's near a first down after second effort. He might be about a yard shy at the 43-yard line.
I hope they rip the rest of that shirt off him, because that's the second time now he's been slowed down by the tail of his shirt. And he just slid out to the edge there, kept them feet churning, and got those last 3 yards on his own. And nice run there by Rashad. It's only the second time he's really gotten loose. He had a 12-yard run in one of our gaps in the first half. And there's a big run for Rashad, making a 3rd and short.
9-yard run, 3rd and 1 for Dowling. Ball on the Southeast Polk 42-yard line. The Rams lead it 10-7 over Dowling here in the 3rd quarter. Here's the snap, and they give it to Rashad Davis. First down, gets outside the numbers, and he's finally driven down inside the 35 of Southeast Polk down to the Ram 33. That's another 9-yard gain.
They had everything plugged up in the middle, and Rashad just took the ball and bounced it to the edge on that short side of the field again, and was able to get out to the side and get in space and make the secondary tackle him. That's what's happening right now.
Rams now working their packages in there. Curtis Horace, now Leifger back in. And you can call Leifger a tight end, but he actually lines up as a receiver, and he's a big one at 6'3", 230. Missed most of last year after the first game with the leg injury, but he's back this year. Middleton at fullback. They go out of pistol, does Dowling. And here's Cataldo back to throw. Looks left, throws left, and he overthrew his intended receiver, incomplete, and that was Hank Brown at the Ram 10-yard line.
Hank Brown run to the corner route on that one and just over his head, and got to look up in that mist coming down, and little action there, and I think that was more one of those window dressing plays, setting up something later on.
I kind of thought you were going to say that.
Yeah.
Now, the wind is not really a factor. The flag is limp, although the small flags on top of the uprights are swirling around, but very little wind, so that doesn't affect either team now. Dowling going right to left, south to north here at brand new Southeast Polk High School Stadium, football stadium. 2nd and 10. Dowling on the Polk 33, and the give is to Rashad Davis. Tried to find a hole, and he's tripped up right at the 30-yard line. Picks up 3, and it'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Pretty good interior blocking there, and he just got tripped up, just a shoelace right there as he was almost squirted out to that short side of the field again, and creates another 3rd and long here for the Maroons as they come in to get Ian Middleton out there yet, this time out on the edge. It's an interesting.
Middleton split out wide to the right, the Dowling fullback. Yes, 2 receivers left. They'll go with 2 tight ends and 1 back in the backfield. Now Middleton comes back, pistol formation. No receivers to the right. And the give is to Rashad Davis, and he is hit and dropped. And guess who's around that tackle? Big number 0, Draven Woods, the 6'3" senior, makes the stop. With the rest of his friends back to the 34-yard line, he'll lose 4.
I think it was Mason Vanderbrink in there as well, as that makes it 4th and 11. That makes the decision easier to punt it here. You're in kind of a no man's land, but you got to punt this one away because you can't go for it really on 4th and 11 at this juncture.
Zach Smith in the punt.
No, wait, they're going to kick a field goal.
Oh, they are. This will be a 51-yard field goal attempt. Am I looking at this right?
It is. And again, the ball goes back to the 25 or 20, right?
Yep. Schumacher will attempt a 51-yard field goal. Jack Jepson to hold the snap by Wyatt Jones. Ball is down. Kick is high enough. Is it long enough? And it is no good off to the right.
It was long enough. He just had it. Yeah, he just barely had it over. He kept it low to drive it that far and just stayed a little bit to the right. Now, again, as we talked about in high school football, this is just as good as the punt. Why Coach Wilson's going to take that shot because the odds of punting that ball into the end zone are probably pretty good. So if you do the field goal, the ball goes back to the 20, and there's not much loss there.
There you go. Johnny, that's the longest kick I think I've seen in high school. 51-yard attempt by Schumacher.
Yeah, he definitely had the leg there. And, kickers, you like certain hashes, too. And I don't know if that right hash is more his comfort zone if he's a right to left because you have to kick it low, and you're not going to get that much hook on it with the distance.
All right, the Rams are the first down at their own 20. The ball goes back to the 20-yard line. Back to throw is Moberly on play action. Rolls to his left. Still looking, now slides down. He's spotting down at the 22 for a gain of 2.
Good pursuit there by the Maroons as they were all converging on him as it was Aiden Ducharme ends up making a play. Dylan Manning came on the blitz, forced him out to his left, and that is a hard direction for the quarterback to roll and to be able to throw the football.
They're only going to give him a yard because he slid right into second base, and he said he was down at the 21, so 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9, Southeast Polk. They'll go with 2 tight ends, 3 receivers to the right. Moberly out of the shotgun. to give it to C.J. Phillip over the left side, and he's hit and driven down right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard to the 22. Let's see. No gain on the play.
No gain on the play, and that, again, Will Ringwelski in early on that stop, and that was stuffed up at the line of scrimmage as both of these teams made the defensive adjustments at half, and it's really showing.
And the Maroons going into their too deep into their defensive line. Ryan Bobo, Isaac Beaver, Mason Beaver, and Keevy Ford up front. And behind them, Ian Middleton, Owen Pins, and Will Ringwelski. Back to throw is Moberly. Rolls to his left, being chased. And can't find anybody open. He dumps it off incomplete. He'll bring up 4th down and 9 for Southeast Polk as Moberly couldn't find an open receiver. And the Rams will be forced to punt, and this could flip the position.
This could flip the field. Great coverage downfield by the Maroons as they had everything covered up. Moberly that time rolling to his right, a little more of a comfort, but he had to sprint as he had the pursuit on him, and that was great coverage and great pursuit defensively from that line for the Maroons.
Trey Wilson back deep for Dowling as the Maroons are going to single safety on punt return. Sometimes they bring a second safety back there, and this time
they might be
not.
coming after it.
Matt Kerner now. They were coming after it, and they couldn't get the punt block. Is in there was Matt Hanton, and the ball is going to be a short kick out of bounds at the 39 of Southeast Polk or more. Let's see. They're going to spot it out of bounds at the 35 is where Dowling will have it, 1st and 10.
So you kick the field goal, sends them to the 20, and then the short punt, and now they get the ball back about exactly where they were after that change of possession. So, again, the Maroons are in business now.
1st and 10 Dowling, and they decide the 40-yard line is where it went out of bounds. 1st and 10 Maroons. From there, let's go down to John Chido on the Dowling sideline. Johnny?
Yeah, and that's exactly how it worked out. Matt's exactly right. You play the field position battle there. You get them to go 3 and out, and they're getting the Dowling defense doing a good job putting pressure on Mobley, making him scramble, not stay inside that pocket and throw it when he wants to. And it's getting him a little bit off balance. Now Dowling has great field position here. Let's see if they can convert.
All right, Curtis Horace and Hank Brown split out wide left. Back to throws Cataldo. Now has pressure, avoids the tackle, still on his feet. And Dante will go down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. As Southeast Polk took a page out of the Dowling defensive playbook, everybody was covered downfield.
Brought a little pressure. Dante did a heck of a job just to get back to the line of scrimmage on that play. They had pressure, and they brought extra people, and he didn't have much time back there, but scrambled, got the ball back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
This time they'll flip-flop Curtis Horace and Hank Brown to the right side of the formation, pistol formation, and the tight end Leifker on the left side. 2nd and 10 Dowling from the Ram 40, our score. Southeast Polk 10, Dowling 7, 3:20 to go. Here's a pass that's caught, a little flanker screen, if you will, and hit and driven down to the 37-yard line. And that might have been Hank Brown on the reception, and down to the 36 is where they'll put it. A 4-yard gain there, Matt.
Caleb Chebular on the stop there as they run. It's an interesting look. It's something I haven't seen too many times, and that's they're running almost like a double screen out there. So they run Rashad Davis out to the edge. It looks like he's going to get the football and then throw it to Hank Brown short on the screen and try to sneak him up the middle.
All right, 3rd and 6 for Dowling. Line of scrimmage is Southeast Polk 36-yard line. 3 receivers left to the right, empty backfield, no tight end. Back to throw Cataldo in the pocket. Now wants to run. And changes course at the 30, still on his feet, trying to turn upfield. Down the near sideline he goes, and out of bounds inside the 20, and the 1st down for Dowling. Great job by Cataldo. If he would have stayed between the hash mark, he probably wouldn't have made the 1st down.
I was second-guessing him for a second because he started to get parallel to the line of scrimmage, but his speed, he outran everybody. And then Trey Wilson was downfield and set the block, and Trey did a good job. He was sitting there and didn't go attack the blocker because that's that blindside block, and waited patiently there with his hands out and gets a little more for Dante. Great run.
17-yard run, 1st down, Dowling.
Underrated quarterback in the state.
Line of scrimmage is the 19-yard line of Southeast Polk. Pistol formation with 2 receivers. That's Hank Brown and Curtis Horace to the right. And now here's Cataldo, and he'll keep it over the middle, over the left side, makes a move it down to the 10-yard line. He had one man to beat to get in the end zone and almost did it, and he picks up big yardage there, about 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1 coming up.
Called quarterback draw there, and it was only the Mason Vanderbrake was the only person between him and the end zone, and he broke down and was able to get Dante around the ankles. But big run, 8 yards, and the Maroons are in business.
2 receivers, actually 3 to the split out wide to the right. Dowling going right to left, south to north here in the rain at Southeast Polk High School. Cataldo out of the pistol formation now as they put a fullback in, and the give is to Rashad Davis, and he kind of feels his way through the offensive line, and you're finally driven down maybe to the 8-yard line, a gain of 3.
That rugby scrum, and you get Rockers and Freilich and Max Shelton and all those big boys pushing, and all of a sudden he gets 3 yards out of that, 4 yards out of that, and first and goal.
Yeah, first and goal at the, Rashad was down at the 9-yard line for a gain of 2. Didn't need much. Minute 30 remaining in the third quarter. Southeast Polk leads 10-7 over Dowling Catholic. Runs with a first down. Jackson Miller in at fullback. Rashad Davis at tailback. Pistol formation, 2 receivers right. The give is to Rashad Davis. Makes a move inside the 5 and finally scrambles down to about the 4-yard line. He'll gain 5. It'll bring up second down and goal at the 4.
Nice cut and a nice game. I think a touchdown saving tackle by Woods there, coming from his defensive end position all the way across to the boundary to get him, because Davis had a crease.
All right. Second and goal at the 4. Maroons do a check with me to their sideline, which is across from us. 2 receivers split out wide right. Rashad Davis in the backfield, 2 tight ends on the left side. They work left. Rashad Davis a handoff, and he's diving towards the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown, Rashad Davis from 4 yards out, and Dowling retakes the lead 13-10 with 39 seconds remaining in the third quarter, Matt.
Big run there for Rashad. He kept those Pistons running, and big push from that left side of that offensive line and created enough leverage for him to get to the end zone, and he dives across, and the Maroons are up on the scoreboard.
So Maroons go 40 yards on 6 plays, capped off by a Rashad Davis 4-yard run for the touchdown. The extra point now by Andrew Schumacher. The hold by Jack Jepson. Long snapper is Wyatt Jones. Ball is down. The extra point is up and good. Dowling 14, Southeast Polk 10 with 39 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. We'll return to Southeast Polk High School after this 1-minute break on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Explore 7 mysteries of the faith unlocked by the Holy Eucharist. Thursday, October 19th at 6:30 p.m. at St. Joseph in Winterset. Catholic Answers staff apologist Joe Heschmeyer will show how a right understanding of the Eucharist is key for understanding both the New and Old Covenants, early Christianity, and your own spiritual life. Plus, view the Eucharistic Miracles of the World banner display. Don't miss Joe Heschmeyer, October 19th in Winterset. Register now at iowacatholicradio.com.
Mercy One is proud to support Iowa Catholic Radio. Mercy One helps you live your best life. Find personalized care for you and your loved ones at mercyone.org.
Fridays at 9 a.m., Making It Personal on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Connecting listeners with Christ.
And we're back here at Southeast Polk High School as the kickoff coming up by Dowling Catholic is Andrew Schumacher attempting the kickoff. The Maroons go 6 plays, 40 yards, capped off by a Rashad Davis 4-yard run for the touchdown. The kickoff goes in the end zone. There'll be no return by Sam Zelenovich, who caught it. Dowling now leads 14-10 over the Rams. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. And John Scheidel, a lot to discuss, but how about those big plays during that 6-play, 40-yard drive?
Yeah, Dante Cataldo using his speed and feet and getting that open area and running with the football and putting those linebackers on an island trying to cover. He's got really good speed, made some big plays, and then Rashad Davis getting in there, and I think Dowling's offense seen something on that left side, getting guys out of the box and kind of having the numbers over there. I think you guys could see that better than I could from that angle, though.
Yeah, good point, Johnny. 1st and 10, Southeast Polk from their own 20-yard line, and now the tailback gets the handoff. Landon Vanderwerf, 5'11" junior. He carries across the 20 up near a first down near the 30, but he's going to be stopped shy of there, Matt.
He's going to be a little shy of the first down with a big gap there right up the middle and on that first down play, and a big finish there, I believe, by Descharm to bring him down after that 9-yard gain.
So a gain of 9. Bring up with 7 seconds remaining. Rams may not snap the ball. as we're coming to the end of the third quarter, and they're not going to. So we've come to the end of the third quarter with the score. Dowling Catholic 14, Southeast Polk 10. The battle of the last two remaining undefeated teams in Class 5A will return for the fourth quarter in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Score at the end of the third quarter.
I'm Father Thomas Loya, and this week on Light of the East on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, every Eastern Christian church has its own ancient and indigenous chant. The liturgies of the Eastern churches are dependent upon the people knowing and responding with these chants, giving cantors a special place in the liturgical life of Eastern churches. Light of the East, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Sister Mary of the Visitation from the Servants of the Lord and the Virgin of Moncada. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Southeast Polk High School. Mark Hamadale, Matt Mandering, John Chido, as we're about set to start the fourth quarter. Dowling leading 14-10 over Southeast Polk. The Rams have the football, and the ball is loose, and I think the quarterback Mobley got back on top. It was 2nd and 1 for the 29, and the ball came loose on the handoff to Vanderwerf there, Matt.
Vanderwerf, I think it's only about the second series. He's been in for a couple plays, and that handoff wasn't quite clean, and ball ends up on the ground and backs them up, and they had to go from a 2nd and 1, now back to a 3rd and 5. So a big play here again as it sets the Dowling defense up, or it sets the Southeast Polk Rams up for a 3rd and long.
3rd down and 5 for the Rams as Carson Mobley calling signals out of the shotgun. Back to throw, has time, now steps up in the pocket, wants to run, being chased, and he picks up the first down as he's run out of bounds on the far sideline at the Dowling bench as he crosses the 35-yard line. We'll see where his foot went down at the 33, they'll say. Gain of 8.
Gain of 8, and he got flushed out. It looked like he was going to get caught in the pocket, and he's got some good legs under him as well, and he took off, got to the sideline, got the first down.
First down, Southeast Polk from their own 33-yard line. Dowling 14, Southeast Polk 10 here in the fourth quarter. Rain continues to fall. Started falling midway through halftime. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Rams going right to left, south to north here at Southeast Polk's brand new stadium. And now Mobley, pocket breaks down, but he decides to run, and he scampers, slides for a first down. So they're going to spot him down back at the 42. And, they're going to move it back. A gain of 9 to be shy of the first down.
A little bit shy, 2 yards shy as he slid a couple yards on the wet turf. And, again, he's finding some alleys in there to take off. And that play was Will Ringwelski chasing him down and catching him from behind.
So 2nd and 2 for the Rams on their own 42-yard line. Moberly has 3 receivers left, 1 back in the backfield, and that's C.J. Phillip back in the lineup. Give the handoff to C.J. Hops the tackle across the 45, still on his feet, and he's driven down on a 2nd and 2, and he picks up the first down at the Ram 48, a gain of 6.
The Maroons had him in the backfield, had his arms around him, and he slipped through it. C.J.'s a powerful runner, and he's able to break that tackle and scored up ahead for the first down.
First down, Southeast Polk. I think our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio, they include Catholic United Financial. Our thanks to Duke McCarger and the folks there at Catholic United Financial, Klein Electric, and Skeffington's Formal Wear. 3 receivers to the right of the formation for Southeast Polk, tied in the right, 1 receiver to the left. Nobody in the backfield. Mobley out of the shotgun, back to throw, has time, pocket breaks down, he runs across the 50, still on his feet down the near sideline, and he finally steps out of bounds at the Dowling 31-yard line. Great pickup that time of about 20 yards.
Again, the coverage downfield's been good, but the breakdown's been up front, and they're letting him get out of the pocket, and he's able to make yardage up the field and get into open territory. And he's got good legs, and he's able to run, and he said, Dante did it in the last drive, I can do it in this drive.
21-yard gain for the Ram quarterback. See, great play out of the quarterback position tonight for both teams. Now they'll put in motion Sam Zelenovich, left to right. His dad, Brad, 9th year here at Southeast Polk as the head coach. Handoff Phillip, runs into a wall, then scampers out of it, down inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line of Dowling. He picks up 8 yards. And these two offenses in this scenario mirroring each other, because that's Rashad Davis doing the exact same thing to Southeast Polk defense. We saw C.J. Phillips do that to the Dowling defense.
I was thinking the same thing. Is he went through there and just waited for that offensive line to create some gaps for him and then slid through. That was C.J.'s best run of the night. Not his longest, but his best one.
8-yard run, 2nd and 2 Rams from the Dowling 23. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Tight end on the left side with the running back to the right, and that's Phillip. Here's the snap. Mobley gives to Phillip. C.J. scampers through, and he's got running room and a first down inside the 20 down to the Dowling 18. He'll pick up 5 yards.
And possessions become so valuable in this game because what is this? This is Southeast Polk's 3rd possession in this half, I believe. Maybe only their 2nd.
This is their 2nd because they were 3 and out in their first.
They went 3 and out in the first, but then they had the other 3 and out after the missed field goal. And so this is their 3rd possession of the half, and 9 minutes to go in the game. Dowling up 14-10, and here they are driving down the field. Is this game just flying by?
1st and 10, Southeast Polk from the Dowling 18. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Empty backfield. Back to throw is Mobley. Looks right, throws right. And in the far corner of the end zone, and the pass is out of bounds, incomplete. I don't know if he caught it because we're kind of looking through the rain, but it's incomplete nonetheless.
I think he caught it, but he was well out of bounds when he caught it, so... Big play in the corner, good coverage again for the Maroons as Freilich was over the top and Smith underneath and took a shot.
We'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Southeast Polk on the Dowling 18-yard line. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Dental Associates. Thanks to them throughout the year. This is week number 8 of a 9-week regular season. Hand off to Phillip. Finds another seam, bounces through inside the 15 and grinds his way down to the 13-yard line. And he's shy of the first down, but another great effort by a tailback. We're seeing both tailbacks flourish tonight, man.
They are, and that was running with some passion right there as he was able to get in there. It looked like, again, he was stopped at the line of scrimmage and was able to fight through and get about 3-4 yards. And now it's got 5 yards. So 3rd and 5.
3rd down and 5, Southeast Polk. Line of scrimmage to Dowling 13. They'll work 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Phillip in the backfield. Now blitz is on, and Mobley's caught. He gets out of it and finally driven down for a sack back to the 19-yard line. He'll lose 6 as Coach Adam Jack dialed up the blitz for Dowling.
Keevy Ford got him when he flushed him and just got it out of his hands, but then the pursuit got to him, held him up long enough. And then the troops came rallying, and here you go. 4th down, 4th and 12.
7-yard loss back to the 20, and the Rams going for it. 4th and about 12. They can get a first down inside the 8. Moberly with 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Back to throw in the pocket. Now rolls to his right, looking, still on his feet. And he fires the ball downfield. The pass is incomplete, and Dowling holds. You heard the Dowling coaches in our broadcast booth with us tonight. We appreciate that. And the Maroons hold, and Matt, that was well defended.
That was well defended, and they flushed him, and then this time they were able to keep Moberly behind the line of scrimmage, and he knew he couldn't run to get to the first down, and he throws the ball in a tight window. And even if it would have been caught, he was short of the first down. So great play defensively all the way across the board, and Dowling gets the ball back with 7:14 to go.
And let's go down to the Dowling sideline. And John Chido, I'll tell you what, the Maroon defense, they did contain Moberly that time and held him in check.
Yeah, they sure did. And he got flushed too far out of the pocket. I think he was going to take off and run, and then he kept his eyes downfield. And by that time, he was too far to his right and just decided to throw the ball away. In fact, that ball was coming right at me.
All right, Dowling with the first down from their own 20. Rashad Davis gets the ball and hand off to the right side over the right guard and tackle. He followed Nate Agos and Isaiah Seymour and gets about 4 yards up to the 24-yard line. 2nd and 6 Dowling. Game clock at 7 minutes and grinding out.
Yeah, this is the game of wills right now. And is that offensive line going to beat up that defensive line enough to control the football here? And again, you got the wild card in Dante Cataldo, so being able to run the football.
Rams are going to grind that play clock down to 15 now, and they got to wait. as they have a tight end on the right side, and they'll move Middleton as an extra blocker to the right side. Handoff Rashad Davis. They work the right side. Rashad gets a couple yards and finally pushed out of bounds shy of the 30-yard line. Let's see if they spot his foot down right at the 29 for a gain of 5.
He's going to be about a yard short, 2 yards short. Let's see where they end up. About a yard and a half, yard short of the first down. Here it is. This is a big one right here. Every 4 downs, every 3 downs, you can run at least a minute or so off the clock. And so keeping that ball as long as you can. Big first down play.
The important thing here, first down. All right, Leifert, the tight end on the right side, as one back in the backfield. That's Rashad Davis. 3 receivers to the left. Now Middleton will come in and be the extra blocker. They'll line up on the right side behind tight end Leifert. Back to throws. Cataldo fires the ball out, and the pass is incomplete as he threw it right between Hank Brown and Curtis Horace, and that'll stop the clock with 6:23 to go and bring up 4th down for Dowling.
They took a shot there on 3rd and short and try to catch Southeast Polk sleeping, and the coverage was good down the field, and the ball falls harmlessly down, and Dowling's going to punt.
The Maroons will punt from their own 29-yard line. 6:23 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Dowling leading 14-10. It's been back and forth all night. Maroons had a 7-0 lead. Southeast Polk came back and tied it, and the Rams took a lead with 35 seconds to go at half. They led 10-7 at halftime. The only score in the second half, Rashad Davis's 4-yard run, capping off a 7-play, 40-yard drive for Dowling. And now here's the snap as Schmidt kicks it away, and a fair catch signal for by Southeast Polk at their own 43-yard line. So the Rams will have it from their own 43 with 6:16 to go here in the 4th quarter. And both teams with 3 timeouts remaining. And let's go back down the sideline. That's where John Chido is at. Johnny, come on in.
Well, you knew it was going to be a battle. I mean, these two teams have 1 versus 2. They both mirror each other. It's like you're seeing the same team on both sides of the ball. And it's been a physical ball game. It's gone quick. I mean, I think that was Dowling's 2nd possession, 3rd possession maybe? Third. Yeah. I mean, there's not been many touches, and we've said, points are a premium in this ball game.
Yeah, no question about it, as we've seen. All right, first down, Southeast Polk. Phillip gets the handoff, goes over the middle, and kind of spins out of a tackle at the 50 and driven down at the Dowling 48-yard line. Gain of 8, maybe 9 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd and 1.
They had a nice, strong run there again by C.J. Phillips up the middle, and he's able to bounce off a couple tacklers and get 9 yards on the first down. And you couldn't ask for more than that, because now you can take a shot.
So it's 2nd and 1, Southeast Polk. Line of scrimmage to Dowling 48. 5:45 remaining on the game clock here in the 4th quarter. 14-10 Dowling. Quarterback is Connor Mobley. Gives it to Phillip again. He grinds out some more yardage. Gets it all the way down to the 41 of Dowling. He'll pick up 7 and a Ram first down.
Matt Hanton comes up and makes the stop in the hole, and just enough, C.J. Phillip had just enough momentum to pound forward and get the first down.
Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Mercy One and the Catholic Tuition Organization. And our thanks to Skeffington's Formal Wear. 1st and 10, Southeast Polk. Line of scrimmage to Dowling 41. Rams with 2 receivers left and 2 to the right. C.J. Phillip in the backfield. The quarterback is Connor Mobley. Mobley gets the snap, and the give is to Phillip again. The C.J. is hit and dropped right at the 40. May have lunged forward to the 39 for a gain of 2.
Yeah, that time the defense rallied and got some penetration into the backfield, which caused C.J. Phillip to hesitate, and then everybody else was able to rally in and get the stop for only a couple-yard gain.
So bring up 2nd down and 8 as the rain continues to fall, as it has since halftime. Rams do a check with me.
It's kind of a mist. It's not really, it's not pouring, but it's a heavy mist.
We
can ask John.
Here, as we're in the dry press box. Yeah. 2nd and 8. Back to throw Mobley. Has time. Looks left. Throws left. Is caught by Phillip, and he backs up out of bounds at the 40-yard line, and he'll lose a yard if not. Depends on where they spot his foot out of bounds.
Yeah.
No gain.
Either way, it's minimal gain, if anything, and so good job again by the secondary of Dowling, forcing Mobley. The other thing right there, the defensive line didn't get too deep. They kept Mobley in front of him so he couldn't squirt through because he was looking forward to run.
All right, 3rd and 8 for Southeast Polk from the Dowling 39. 4:22 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Both teams with 3 timeouts each. Connor Mobley, 6'4", 195-pound senior. High snap, gets it and takes the handoff to Phillip, and he fires it out. Caught by the tight end for his first catch, and that's Braden Lundgren. 6'3" senior, number 81, gets the reception.
There's a hold. Can I say that? Anyway, they throw it out into the flats right there, and they had the corner tied up, and so that we couldn't get away, and then he was able to squirt ahead. Fourth down, they're going to call it.
Yeah, it's going to be fourth, and they're not going to measure, but it's close. Fourth and about 1. They spot the ball down right about the 33-yard line. We'll keep it here. 6-yard gain by Lundgren, which is their tight end, 1 of 3 they bring in. So, and we'll keep it here.
Well, they are going to measure it. No one called timeout. They're going to measure this.
Yeah, they haven't taken the timeouts off the board. And the rare measurement here, John Chai. We don't see this very often on a turf field.
No, you wouldn't think they need to with because it all depends on the spot, right? I mean, the lines are straight. So I don't know.
Well, check this new field out.
Yeah. I mean, I know I didn't paint them, so they would have been crooked if I painted them.
Yeah, they spot the ball. They got the ball out of bounds right in front of us, and the Southeast Polk players are right in front of us, so I'm not sure exactly where it's at.
We're not going to be able to see.
It's right about the 33-yard line, we're guessing.
That's first down, I think.
And it's about 6 inches short.
Yep.
Right about the 32.5-yard line. So there you go, decision time. Big play. 6-yard gain that time for Lundgren.
I got a for sure bet here, Mark. You want to take it?
I got quarterback sneak by Mobley.
No, that's what I was going to take.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's got to be the leader in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
He only needs 6 inches, and the guy's 6'4" and going to Iowa State. Isn't that where your daughter graduated, Johnny?
Yes, it's a great school.
Yeah.
He isn't the heaviest kid, though. I mean, he's 6'4", 195, but he's got, in front of him, he's got Parker Strawn, 5'11", 265, and Braden Harmon, 6'2", 260, and Gavin Douglas, 6'2", 280 at the guard.
But on the other side, there's Isaac. There's Isaac and Mason Beaver, Jimmy Fort, and Ryan Bobo.
There's no way he's going to be in the shotgun here.
Well, he's not going under center yet.
There's no way.
Hey, how about this, Johnny? High formation with a fullback.
This is
no tight end, 2 tight ends. Mobley, quarterback sneak. He's hit, and they're trying to push him forward. The fullback is trying to push him forward.
The official on this side's walking way down there. Yeah. They're going to give it to him.
First down, Southeast Polk, right at the 31-yard line, 31.5-yard line.
Yeah,
and he didn't need much, but
he didn't get much, but he didn't need much. And now they're going to say first down.
First down, Southeast Polk at the Dowling 31 after all that. Game clock at 4 minutes, 13 seconds on Mobley's quarterback sneak.
But you just got the feeling the way the game's been going. Obviously, as there's only 4:13 left, if this is the last drive, for that Southeast Polk is going to get last touch.
And no question. Now the Rams with 3 receivers to the right, 1 back in the backfield, and that's C.J. Phillip. Mobley calling signals, tight end on the left. Hand off to Phillip, and he's hit and driven down from behind. A loss on the play, back to the 33-yard line. He'll lose 2, 2nd and 12.
Nice play by Will Ringwelski as he blew through there and was able to get penetration into the backfield and get C.J. Phillips before he get any steam built up. So a loss on the play.
Bring up 2nd down, and they're going to call it 11. They spot the ball on the 33. So,
and not much urgency here by Southeast Polk. They want to chew up as much clock as they can.
Maroon's just trying to keep Rams at bay. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. 1 back in the backfield. Mobley back to throw. Throws right. Fires out. Caught wide open as the receiver. First down inside the 20-yard line. Well-executed play. And that was Carson Robbins on the reception from the right side on a quick slant.
Yeah, he's coming back to the middle on a post pattern there. And I don't know what the set was off of but he comes across the middle wide open, and Mobley found him.
15-yard gain down to the 18. Go ahead,
There we go. And now Southeast Polk has time and the field advantage right now.
3 minutes remaining. Both teams with 3 timeouts. And the Rams with the first down at the Dowling 18.
This is what 1 versus 2 should look like, I guess.
Every time. 1 receiver to the left, 3 to the right for Southeast Polk. Phillip in the backfield. He gets the handoff. And he slides down inside the 15, still on his feet, down to the 12-yard line, a gain of 6.
Yeah, he's running with some power right now as he's running downhill and running behind that big offensive line. Carried a couple guys with him, and you see some new feet coming in here on the defensive line again.
So clock continues to run. 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. It's 2nd down and 5 for Southeast Polk from the Dowling 13-yard line.
No, I don't.
Moberly out of the shotgun. He has 2 receivers to the right. High snap. The give is to C.J. Phillip. Right up the gut he goes. He drags tacklers down to the 10-yard line for a gain of 3.
So now it's going to be 3rd and short as they run into the line of scrimmage. And here you're thinking keep Moberly in the backfield and let that defense make a play.
This will be the 11th play of this drive. We started back at the Southeast Polk 43-yard line. A timeout on the field. 1:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. And it's Dowling 14, Southeast Polk 10. We'll take a 1-minute break with this timeout here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOiowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Mondays at 9 a.m., Man Up with Joe Stopulos on Iowa Catholic Radio, iowacatholicradio.com, and on demand on the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Connecting listeners with Christ.
And we're back here at Southeast Polk High School. Timeout called on the field by Southeast Polk. They have 2 remaining. Dowling with all 3 timeouts. 1:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Dowling leading 14-10. The Rams with the football. 2nd and 10 for the Rams. And now Moberly's going to keep the football from the 10-yard line. He's finally driven out of bounds at the about 5 or 6 yard line. They say he stepped out.
It'll be enough for a first down. Manhattan on the play as Moberly kept the ball and ran around the corner, and tough to get that one stopped up. And Hanton comes up from his linebacker position and gets him out of bounds at the 6. So now you have 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. 1:43 to go. Down by 4.
Moberly on a 4-yard gain that time, Matt. He kind of checked down and ran it for 4. Doesn't like to, but we've seen him scramble. That time was a designated run. All right, it's 1st and goal, Southeast Polk at the Dowling 6, 1:43 remaining. 3 receivers right. And a tight end on the left for Southeast Polk. The give is to Phillip. He finds a hole, and he spins around and gets in for the touchdown. C.J. Phillip from 6 yards out. So the Rams take the lead, 16-14 with 1:38 to go, and Dowling will have the football. But is there enough time?
Yeah, time on the clock, so there's 1:38 to go. Again, now if they make the extra point here, Dowling only needs a field goal to tie it up and send it into overtime. Didn't we have overtime the last time we were here?
No, we had the Hail Mary.
Oh, we had the Hail Mary
on the other field.
Yeah.
1:38 remaining. Now the extra point by Chantavan. And the left-footed kick up and good. Our score, 17-14. Southeast Polk retakes the lead with 1:38 to go. We'll be back after this timeout here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for programming comes from Klein Electric, a local family-oriented electrical contractor, a 100% employee-owned company with branches across the Midwest to provide comprehensive electrical services. Klein Electric is able to help with any residential and commercial project. Learn more at kleinelectric.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formalware, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formalware, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One. Live your best life with Mercy One. With Iowa's largest network of care locations, personalized care is right in your neighborhood. Schedule online at mercyone.org.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And we're back here at Southeast Polk High School. Rams take the lead, 17-14 over Dowling after C.J. Phillip runs for 6 yards. And the extra point good by Chontafon. 12 plays, 53 yards on the drive by Southeast Polk. And the Maroons are going to get the football. Mark Amadale, John Chido, and Matt Mandring here at Southeast Polk High School. Rain, mist continues to fall as it started at halftime and has continued here in the second half. Chontafon will kick off from his own 40-yard line, right to left in front of us. High, short kick. And this could be fielded by Dowling at the 20-yard line. One of the upbacks with it across the 30. And finally driven down at about the 32-yard line, and that's where Dowling will have the football and will start the possible last drive of the night. John Chowder, you're on the Dowling sideline. What a game this has been. It's going to come down to last possession.
Yeah, absolutely. And you had that sense and that feeling that that's what was going to be the case when Southeast Polk got that ball back, and they did a good job of grinding the clock and converting on those big third down conversions. Connor Robbins, you got to credit him, and then C.J. Phillip getting in the end zone to take the lead. But now Dowling's on the field with a shot and plenty of time left here.
Let's see what they like here. Dante Cataldo, quarterback, out of the shotgun. Empty backfield, fires the ball out, and the pass is caught right at the 38-yard line. Nice reception that time, out of bounds on a quick hitter that time, Matt.
And you can take 6-8 yards at a chunk right here because you got 3 timeouts, minute 28 to go. So you can be patient, especially when you run those out patterns, and you can get on the sideline. So, they're looking their targets probably somewhere around the 30-yard line, trying to get down to that far, and then 47-yard field goal. They'd like to get to the 25.
All right, 2nd and 4, Dowling from their own 38 on the completion that time to the far sideline. Back to throw. Cataldo fires it out. Pass is caught. Nice reception that time by Hank Brown, and he gets a first down across the 45 to the 46 of Dowling.
And you practice this over and over and over again all year long in practice. The clock stops while the chains get set for the first down.
8-yard gain, 1st and 10, Dowling from their own 46. Back to throw. Cataldo over the middle. He looks, fires it out, caught. First down, Maroons, and that's Hank Brown again. He came back for the ball at the 40-yard line of Southeast Polk, and the Maroons in business.
Just about took the head of the official off. The good thing the official ducked because that ball was a laser right over top of him, right into Hank Brown's hands over the middle. And Dowling's got a minute to go with the ball at the 40.
1st and 10, Dowling at the 40-yard line. Maroons with all 3 of their timeouts left. Clock running. Back to throw is Cataldo. Looks right, throws right. Pass is caught. Trey Wilson out of bounds at the 32-yard line, maybe the 33. A pick up a 7 at the Ram 33.
And moving. They've covered a lot of ground in a little bit of time. Still 55 seconds, and there Trey gets out of bounds after the 7-yard gain. So now they're sitting there at the 33. You're getting into field goal range now.
And
but that's not what they're thinking.
Yeah, 55 seconds remaining. 2nd and 3, Dowling from the Southeast Polk 33. 3 receivers left. 2 to the right. And now a pass over the middle. The pass is incomplete. At the 25-yard line on a crossing pattern by
I don't know if that was Hank Brown. Yeah, a lot of contact on that one as he was going across the middle. And but you got plenty of downs left. You got 3rd down here, and so now they come back and line up. They stop the clock. Plenty of time.
3rd and 3, Dowling from the Ram 33. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Maroons going with an empty backfield. And now Cataldo, he'll keep the football, and he's going to be driven down at the 31. He'll gain 2 to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, they're going to call a timeout now. Be just a half a yard short, it looks like. They're going to call him a full yard short of the first down.
Timeout. Dowling will keep it here as the Maroons are in the Bozen the Florist red zone. Say more with Bozen online at bozentheflorist.com. 515-244-ROSE. That's 244-7673. Bozen makes the moment mean more. Let's go down the Dowling sideline. John Chido, a lot to think about. The Maroons need to get the first down. It's 4th and a long 1 or a short 2 yards.
Yeah, you got to get the first down here. Give your kicker a little bit more room if it comes down to that. Dowling's thinking 7 points here, and they got a lot of options. You got the running quarterback. You got Rashad Davis. You got those quick passes on the outside. So there's a lot to think about on the Southeast Polk sideline on what Dowling's going to draw up here. And
You know, and you can run the ball here and get the first down, then get up and spike it and save your timeout, because you want that timeout for that time when you want to get the field goal unit on the field if you get the first down. So, but there's no doubt you want to go for the first down here.
Yeah. All right, the Maroons will come out with 5 receivers, empty backfield. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. 4th and 2 for Dowling. Line of scrimmage, the Southeast Polk 32-yard line with 44 seconds to go. Here's the snap. Ball bobbled by Cataldo. He's looking, now runs with it. Looking downfield. The pass is caught. First down out of bounds. Trey Wilson inside the 25, a 7-yard gain.
Heady play by Dante Cataldo as he was scrambled, flushed out to the right. Looked like he was going to take off. He's pursued by 3 guys. He realized he wasn't going to make it, and Trey Wilson standing there right on the edge and gets the first down.
They're going to spot him out of bounds at the 22, a pickup of 10. 1st and 10, Dowling at the Ram 22. 37 seconds remaining. Maroons with 2 timeouts remaining. Here's Cataldo back to throw, looking left, looking to the end zone. Everybody's covered. And he throws the ball out, and finally somebody open, caught inside the 15, and run out of bounds inside the 10. 1st and goal, Dowling. What a catch as the receiver was falling down.
Curtis Horace there. Horace on the catch, and Dante just kept his feet alive, kept the play alive, flying all over the field, and Horace finally shakes loose across the middle and gets the first down inside. Well, they called him out to 9. I thought it was a little farther down than that. So 9-yard line.
He was dancing along there. 13-yard reception. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Curtis Horace. 5 receivers. 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Dowling going left to right, north to south, and now penalty flags down, and we've got movement and a potential penalty.
Yeah, it's going to be offside.
No, it's procedure against Dowling.
Yep.
That'll back him up 5 yards. Clock at 25 seconds.
But again,
you can tell we are in the Dowling coach's box, and things are a little excited in here. Move the ball back to 14, Matt.
You still got the field goal in your back pocket. And so you're sitting there. Obviously, you're trying to get 7 points, but you don't need them. So you want to be smart with the football here.
Dowling has 1 timeout remaining. 25 seconds to go. 1st and goal from the 14. Cataldo out of the shotgun. 1 receiver right, 2 to the left. Back to throw Cataldo. Rolls to his right. Looking, avoids a hit, and now goes down. And Dowling may have to stop the clock here back at the 17-yard line.
I think you get up and run a play. Now they're going to let it run out. They're going
to settle for the field goal. Yep. As they're going to have to, as Maroons let the clock run down. 5 seconds remaining. 17-14 is our score. Southeast Polk with the lead. And the Maroons stop the clock with 3 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter, and they're going to bring on the field goal unit, a chance to tie, as Cataldo was sacked back at the 18-yard line, loss of 4 in that final play. We'll keep it here with 3 seconds remaining. Number 1 versus number 2. The game has come down to the final play in regulation, as we know it. 17-14 Southeast Polk, and the Maroons, I'm sure, will attempt the field goal, and it's Schumacher, longest field goal of the year, is 38 yards. He's 5 out of 7 on the season in field goal attempts, with his longest being 38 yards. John Chattel, your thoughts on the Dowling sideline as they prepare here?
Oh, what a great drive there, and just keeping the drive alive. But Trey Wilson and Dante Cataldo, Trey not giving up on the route, and Dante, keeping his eyes downfield and finding it and converting those passes and getting them in this situation. You got to credit Dowling's offense. You have a chance to tie the ball game here.
All right, this will be a 35-yard field goal right in the middle, right between the hashes. Andrew Schumacher, the hold from Jack Jepson, the long snappers Wyatt Jones, and a timeout Southeast Polk. You knew that was coming. The Rams have 3 to burn if they want. Dowling out of timeouts. We want to thank our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio who have been with us throughout the year. Skeffington's Formal Wear, Klein Electric, and Catholic United Financial, along with Mercy One and the Catholic Tuition Organization. And our thanks to Brady Grimm back in the studios. We had some issues with internet and everything else here in the brand new stadium. We got that all figured out, and we haven't had, knock on wood, any problems since, and we hope we won't with 3 seconds remaining. So our thanks to Brady Grimm and all the folks at Iowa Catholic Radio, and we appreciate all their support as they've been with us throughout the year. And Greg Richwine, one of the best IT guys around, thanks to him. All right, now we're set. 35-yard field goal, 3 seconds remaining to tie the score. Dowling with the ball. They'll be kicking left to right, north to south, right in the middle of the hash. A 35-yard field goal and another timeout burned by Southeast Polk. They got one left. You coaches just drag on the exciting game.
It always irritated me. If the kid's thinking you're going to call timeout, just let it go. I kind of go with the opposite side of it.
Johnny, we had the measurement on a turf field, and now we're burning all our timeouts here. You guys and coaches. And by the way, John Chido, congratulations on an undefeated season and the win over Southeast Polk Tuesday night. 8th grade Dowling football undefeated.
You got to credit the kids, Mark. It's all about the kids.
I've seen those coaches. They do a pretty good job.
Great kids make good coaches. So
I know there's a lot of people there. Campus was a little busy on Tuesday night.
Oh, my goodness. Parking was a premium. All right. The Rams have one timeout remaining. Dowling's going to try the field goal. 35 yards, right in the middle of the field. North to south. Waiting the snap by Wyatt Jones. Jack Jeffson the hold, and Andrew Schumacher, a 35-yard field goal to tie. Ball down, kick is high enough, long enough, and it is good. And we're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Tied at 17, number 1 and 2. Regulation, Mr. Mandering, is over. Overtime is upon us. We'll take a 1-minute break and return to Southeast Polk High School as we're tied at 17, headed to overtime on Iowa Catholic Radio.
To all our family of listeners, we want to say thank you for your generous support during Iowa Catholic Radio's fall fundraiser. Your gifts make all the difference in ensuring the future of Iowa Catholic Radio. If you didn't get a chance to pledge, it's not too late, and matching dollars are still available. Donate now at iowacatholicradio.com to help continue this important work of connecting listeners to Christ. We are family. Again, thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Randy Jensen from St. Francis Catholic Church in West Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
And we're back here at Southeast Polk High School as we're going to start overtime. As you can hear, the place is rocking and rolling. They do have a pretty good sound system for a brand new stadium. I'll have to give them that. Mark Emmerdale, Matt Mandering, John Chido. And, gentlemen, you know how overtime works. Both teams will have the coin flip, and they'll decide who's going to have the ball first and where we're going to play, north end zone or south end zone. Johnny, what would you do if what would you tell your kids? What end zone do you want to defend if you had that choice?
Well, there's no wind, so it's not going to be a factor. So I would want to go away from the enclosed end zone if I'm Dowling, if that was me. But
that's the south end zone,
right,
to my right, and your left down there in the east bleachers. Yeah, okay.
I think hold on, Mark. I need to change my batteries here.
I'll let you do that. Mr. Manning, your thoughts on
it? Well, now you got play clocks on both ends and stuff like that. Otherwise, you're always thinking, well, you wanted to go usually towards the scoreboard or something like that. And here, I think tonight it doesn't make a whole lot of difference which way you go.
Recap the scoring is Southeast Polk led at halftime 10-7. Dowling got on the board first as the Maroons went 14 plays, 69 yards, taking the opening kickoff and scoring on a Trey Wilson pass to Curtis Horace from 7 yards out. Schumacher's kick made it 7-0 Dowling with 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Southeast Polk comes back in the second quarter, and Sam Zelenovich on a 32-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Connor Mobley. And the extra point good by Chantavan. 7-7 was our score, and then the Rams score right before the half on a 35-yard field goal by Hunter Chantavan to take a 10-7 lead at halftime over Dowling. Maroons come out and score in the third quarter with 39 seconds remaining. Rashad Davis on a 4-yard run gives Dowling a 14-10 lead. And back comes Southeast Polk with a minute 38 remaining in the fourth quarter. C.J. Phillip on a 6-yard run. Chantavan's kick was good. 17-14 Southeast Polk with the lead, and the Maroons had a minute 38 to respond, and they did. They come down, and Schumacher's 35-yard field goal ties the score with no time remaining, and here we are in overtime. So that's a recap of the scoring. And, Matt?
I was thinking about what you said, which end zone do you go to? Well, when you come out on Thursday night, you practice your 2-minute drill and stuff like that, and as a coach, you always in your mind you had your home end zone. And to me, it was always the one to my right, and that's where we're going to go. We're going to go to the south end of the field here. And
Dowling's
offense. Southeast Polk wins the toss. You always want to pick defense first, so you know what you have to do when you get the football. Again, high school football, everybody's going to get it. Just a couple scores. Joaquin Northwest up on Ankeny Centennial 17-7. Johnston, the last score we had was the halftime score of 14-2.
Johnson over Urbandale, and there's a lot of playoff implications there. All right, Dowling with a first down, and now penalty flag on Southeast Polk. They are offside, so the Maroons will have a 5-yard penalty assessed to Southeast Polk. It'll be 1st and 5 for Dowling
5-yard penalty
on this first overtime. And how it works, you start at the 10-yard line. It's 1st and goal. You have 4 downs, and then the other team will have 4 downs. Penalty against the Rams. The Maroons will be 1st and goal at the 5. Rashad Davis in the backfield. We haven't heard a whole lot from him at the end here in the fourth quarter, but
they had to pass the ball.
They did. 2 receivers right, tight end on the left. Maroons go with 2 tight ends as Leifter and Jackson Miller, one of the fullbacks, also behind the tight end. Allen going left to right. Rashad Davis gets the handoff, looking for a seam. Now angles towards the far sideline and finally run out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and goal at the 3.
His vision is so good, and he was able to see that he had it blocked up inside and bounced it. But the pursuit by Southeast Polk was outstanding, because when he hit the corner there, I thought he was going to make it, and he couldn't quite turn it. And I believe it was Mason Vandenbrink coming up and making that play.
All right, 2nd and goal, Dowling from the Ram 3-yard line. Dowling does a check with me, and now they get the play from the Dowling coaching staff on the far sideline. Here's the snap. Give to Davis. Right over center he goes. Puts his head down, diving forward, and they stack him up right about the 2-yard line is where the official has it marked. Gain of 1. It's a tough one. 3rd and goal coming up at the 2-yard line.
So the push was on, and then you sit there and they're still trying to untangle the bodies at the bottom of that rugby scrum, and now it's going to be 3rd and 2. 3rd and goal from the 2. Or 2.5.
Again, if you're not used to high school overtime, we haven't had it in a while. The clock is insignificant. There's no time in the clock. It's just you get 4 downs. Here's Dowling's 3rd down, and I don't know why the music's playing.
I'm not sure either.
3rd and goal at the 2 for Dowling. Now they do a check with me. 8 on the play clock. Cataldo out of the shotgun. 2 receivers right, tight ends on the left. Here's the snap. Handoff goes to Rashad Davis. Did he get in? No signal yet. Down to the 1-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal at the 1 for the Maroons.
Yeah, not inside the 1-yard line. They're going to say it's at the half-yard line. So now you've got it. They're going to go quick, too. Here they go. They're going to go quick as soon as the ball gets set.
All right. Davis in the backfield and Cataldo under center. He's got Middleton in the backfield. Here's the snap. They push forward and diving in, and no signal yet. No signal yet. Touchdown, Dowling.
I was going to say,
signal on 4th and goal at the 1. Touchdown, Dowling.
There.
And that's Cataldo on a 1-yard quarterback sneak with help from Mr. Middleton and Mr. Rashad Davis.
Yeah, they did. They had to find the football, and the whole offensive line was in the end zone, so you had to think it was a touchdown.
Touchdown, Dowling, and now the extra point. So the Maroons score in the first overtime. And we'll take a break here after the end of the extra point. Now Brad Zelinovich is upset with the white hat. He's upset with something. And they're going to walk him back.
I don't know if they didn't think it was a touchdown or what, but, I mean, everybody was in the end zone.
There was no signal.
No, for a long
everybody
time.
Thought there was.
Yeah.
I learned this a long time ago. Watch the officials.
Yeah.
And it's usually the guys on the line or the umpire in this case, and no signal. All right, the extra point, just in the hold. And Schumacher in, the extra point down, the kick up, and good. So Dowling leads by a touchdown, 24-17, and we'll come back for the second part of overtime. Southeast Polk will have the ball after this 1-minute break on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Dental Associates, addressing your smile needs and dreams. 515-225-6742. Des Moines-DentalAssociates.com. Thank you, Dental Associates, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Nick Gerhardt from St. Pius X in Urbandale. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hey, we're back here at Southeast Polk High School. Start of the second part of overtime. Southeast Polk with the football from the Dowling 10-yard line. The pass incomplete to the far corner of the end zone as quarterback Connor Mobley was flush in the pocket, man, and overthrew the ball to bring up second down and goal for the Rams.
Dylan Manning in pursuit on that play. It made Mobley throw it away in the end zone. Good coverage in there by Kenny James.
And now we got procedure call against one of the linemen for Southeast Polk. Apparently, we'll wait for the official call, and we'll see if procedure against Southeast Polk. John Chado, you got everything situated down there? Give us a report.
I do, and it's playoff atmosphere as far as the sound, and you can hardly hear yourself talk down here at times. The crowd is so engaged, and I'm right in front of the Dowling student section, and it's just nonstop engagement by them. So, what a ball game to this point.
Well, they're second and goal now, Johnny, because Southeast Polk's been assessed a 5-yard penalty. Second and goal, Rams from their own or Dowling 15, 2 receivers right and 2 to the left. Back to throw Mobley. Blitz is on. Mobley has to dump it off, and he does. He throws it away. Incomplete. Will bring up second down. Or third down, rather. Third down and goal from the 15.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That time it was Zach Schmid coming off the edge and forcing Mobley to throw on the run, and he just ran out of room. And, they ends up beginning the short side of the field. Well, all of a sudden all the windows start to close where he's trying to throw the football, and he only really had one receiver out there, and he throws it well out of bounds before he got hit.
All right. Third and goal, Southeast Polk from the Dowling 15-yard line. We're in overtime. Dowling leading 24-17, but we're in scoring on the very first possession overtime. Southeast Polk trying to answer back. Back to throw Mobley. Looking over the middle. He's hit and sacked in the backfield as Dowling got him. And I'm not sure if that's Jackson Miller.
That is Middleton.
There's a Middleton.
Yeah, Cam Middleton.
There's a bunch of white shirts around him.
Ian Middleton and number 97.
Yeah.
97, is that one of the...
That's Isaac Beaver.
Yeah.
So Middleton and Beaver on the sack.
I had a little flashback there, called him his brother, but Ian Middleton comes through and makes the sack.
That's back at we've got to get the line of scrimmage. We're back at the 18-yard line, lost the 3. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, good pressure there, and they collapsed that pocket in a hurry that time, and the ball had to come out quick, and there was nowhere to go with the football, and they collapsed on him, and
so Mobley
fourth in the bunch
loses 3 yards on the sack, and it'll bring up fourth and goal, and the game on the line right here. Dowling leading by a touchdown, 24-17. Rams call a timeout. They burn their only timeout they get in each overtime. They just burn it here. And they have to score a touchdown and the extra point. So a couple things here. And all right, coaches, what are we doing here? We got prevent defense, or the ball's right on the 18-yard line, and they got to get in the end zone. What are you doing?
Well, when Southeast Polk comes out and shows their formation, Dowling's going to burn their one timeout. And then the cat and mouse game begins. And
Coach Chido, you agree? You're going to call timeout after seeing this?
Yeah, unless I like how they lined up and you're prepared for it. But I think they're going to send some type of pressure off the edge because it's working. It's just what edge where's it going to come from?
And Johnny, who are they sending? Who are the guys?
So you got Hanson on one side or Schmidt on the other side. It just depends.
All right, here we go. 2 receivers on each side of the formation for Southeast Polk. No tight end and one back in the backfield. That's C.J. Phillip. Connor Mobley, the quarterback.
Not going to call a timeout.
Fourth and goal at the 18. Game on the line right here. Dowling leads in overtime. Here's the snap. Dowling sends a rush in the end zone. Wide open touchdown. Touchdown, Sam Zelinovich. And he ran the post route, and he got wide open. So touchdown Rams, and now 1 point away from a second overtime.
That's the one. That's the route that's been getting us over that middle on that post route, and he was able to get open there and break free in front of the safeties, and Mobley hit him in stride.
So Zelinovic on a 18-yard touchdown pass from Connor Mobley. Now Contavan in for the extra point. Ball down and a timeout called before the snap. So the kick is going to wave it off. And Dowling uses their timeout. We'll keep it here as the Maroons lead by 1, but the extra point being attempted when we resume. So the Dowling offense, John Chido, got to prepare for that. They'll be back on the field, and they like what they saw. The Rams started both overtimes and penalties. Their defense was offside, and their offense had a procedure call. So can't have penalties dictate overtime.
No, you can't. And Dowling had them right where they wanted. They had them behind the chains. They got them out of their comfort zone. They did send pressure that time. Southeast Polk knew where it was coming from, had an extra guy over there, and made Schmidt go wider than he wanted to. So and Mobley did a nice job stepping up in that pocket. And when you got that inside leverage with one-on-one, it makes it tough to defend.
Connor Mobley just owned his second touchdown of the night. He threw one in the first half, this one in overtime, but we're awaiting the extra point. It's 24-23 Dowling by 1, and now Chontafon in. The holder is Holden Hansen. The long snapper is the tight end, Braden Lundgren. Here's the snap, ball down, kick high enough, long enough, and it's good. And we're tied at 24 after one overtime. We'll take a 1-minute break and come back with overtime number 2 in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Would you like to highlight a birthday, anniversary, or other special occasion? You can do that by underwriting a day of broadcasting on Iowa Catholic Radio. For a monthly gift of $300 or more, your message will be heard on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network throughout the day of your choosing. It's the perfect way to honor your memories and milestones while supporting your favorite radio station. Dates go quickly, so reserve yours now. Call 515-223-1150 or email Deacon Mark at iowacatholicradio.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, this is Mary Klingon from Sacred Heart in West Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
And we're back here at Southeast Polk High School as we go to the second overtime. Dowling and the Southeast Polk Rams, number 1 versus number 2, tied at 24 on a wet night. At least the second half has been that way. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandring, John Scheidel. Both teams go 4th and goal and score touchdown. Dowling 4th and goal from the 1. Quarterback sneak by Cataldo in overtime. And Southeast Polk 4th and goal from the Dowling 18, and they score a touchdown as Mobley hooks up with Zelinovic from 18 yards out. And we're tied at overtime, and now we're switching end zones, Matt.
Yeah, which I don't like because I can't. That post is man.
You're talking about the post in the press box.
Yeah.
We'll work around that. John Scheidel, it'll be Southeast Polk with the football first.
Yeah, and Dowling's defense just came off the field again. We'll see how they react, giving up that touchdown. But, I'm going to take a guess here. If Southeast Polk scores and Dowling scores, I think Dowling's going to go for 2.
All right, Rams now hand it off to C.J. Phillip, and he's tripped up inside the 10. He's spun out of a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he gets down to about I'm going to call it the 7 for a gain of 3. Good job by C.J. Phillip. Keeping his balance, Matt.
How many times has he done that tonight in the second half where he's hit somebody in the backfield, bounced off, spun out, and then got up and got a couple yards?
And we should mention that, yes, the first overtime was all played in the south end zone. This time they're playing towards the enclosed end zone, as John mentioned, the north end zone here. And the Rams have the football going right to left. Second down and goal, Southeast Polk from the 7-yard line. Again, each team gets 4 downs in overtime. Here's Mobley back to throw, fires it out near side. The pass is caught and driven down right at the point of attack and catch is Sam Zelinovic. and they're going to spot him down at the 2-yard line, gain of 5.
Gain of 5, so now you're at the 2-yard line. This is a tough call. This is a tough call as a coach because you're sitting there and you got to make a decision. You're going to run the ball, and then in the back of your mind, you're going to say, I'm going to go for it on 4th down, or you're going to try and do something else and then play it safe and kick the field goal.
All right, the Rams have Cooper Boutel split out wide right. Slot right is Carson Robbins, along with Sam Zelenovich. So those are the 3 receivers to the right. And C.J. Phillip in the backfield. And Mobley now on the snap. Gives it to Phillip, and he's diving towards the end zone. Touchdown, Southeast Polk. Phillip from 2 yards out. And the Rams take the lead in overtime, 30-24, pending the extra point.
C.J. Phillips has run hard in that second half, and he hit the off-tackle hole on the left side and exploded through there and got the 2 yards. Manhattan met him in the hole, but it was C.J. Phillips who was too far down the field to get the stop.
So Phillip on a 2-yard run. That came on 3rd down. Extra point now by Hunter Chonthafon. Left-footed kicker. Ball's up and good. So Rams take the lead 31-24. And we'll keep it here as Dowling will have a chance to have their offense on the field. And they'll get 4 downs to answer back, Matt Mainry.
Well, you know what you got to do. Now you know you got to get in the end zone.
Pretty simple.
Yeah, that's the advantage of going defense first, and we have all these cars in the parking lot there just sitting there parked and watch at the end of this football game. I don't think that they liked it that they went down to the north end because I don't think they can see as well.
Did you see that, Johnny, from where you're at? Those cars are lined up, ready to go. I think they're just trying to stay dry.
I can't because when you're down on this north end zone, you can't
that's right.
see that way.
You got the wall.
Yeah,
it's kind of dug into a hole.
Right.
Right. All right, so C.J. Phillip on a 2-yard run gives the Rams a lead. 31-24. Now Dowling's offense on the field. Dante Cataldo has 3 receivers right, tight end to the left. And they'll move Ian Middleton as a fullback. And the give is to Rashad Davis. And he's bouncing around. He may have gotten a yard or 2. They're going to spot him down to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, the yards are hard to come by in that middle as you've got these 2 big lines going at each other. And it's a battle of wills in there. And that one was a draw.
A good job by the Ram defense. And now Dowling with a 2nd and goal from the 9 of Southeast Polk. We're in overtime. Rams lead by a touchdown. No time on the clock. Back to throws. Cataldo looks in the end zone looking for Leifker, and he overthrows him. Incomplete. And they'll bring up 3rd and goal for the Maroons.
Yeah, Leifker didn't get off quite as clean as he wanted to. He got hit as he was coming off the line of scrimmage, and then the coverage in there delayed it enough, and he was not as open as Dante thought he was going to be. That'd have been a tough one to fit in.
That was. The last overtime game, John, if you remember, was in the Unidome. In a playoff game. I think it was a semifinal game.
Bettendorf, right?
I think so.
Yes,
I can recall that. All right, pistol formation for Dowling. 3rd and goal for the Maroons on the 9 of Southeast Polk. And the handoff, Rashad Davis has a hole inside the 5. Makes a move at the 3-2. Touchdown, Rashad Davis. He stayed out of the middle. He was going right up towards the goalpost, and he bounced outside the hash. Touchdown, Dowling, and the Maroons are 1 point away from tying it.
What a run. He gave a little shake there at the 2-yard line and left a guy standing in his tracks and scoots into the end zone. Johnny, you were wrong.
Yeah, I thought for sure. I mean, if I would score here, I just want to get this thing over with and take a shot. But tells you what I know.
Well, they want to keep those in the bag. Look at all the kids running back.
Davis runs in from 9. Dowling kicking the extra point for the tie. Ball down. The extra point by Schumacher up and good. And we are tied at 31. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll go to the 3rd overtime after this 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Did you know you have a choice in your child's education? Smaller class sizes, dedicated teachers, a sense of community, and a caring learning environment. Whether it's in the classroom or at home, Diocese of Des Moines Catholic Schools deliver the best value in education, and we offer tuition assistance to help you afford it. Learn more about how the Catholic schools in the Des Moines Diocese might be the right choice for your child. Visit dmdiocese.org/schools.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOIowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Join the Iowa Catholic Radio family for the celebration of Holy Mass at our Chapel of St. Gabriel the Archangel on the first Friday of every month at 11:30 a.m. The chapel is located at our network studios, 1355 50th Street, Suite 500 in West Des Moines.
And we're back here at Southeast Polk High School. Ladies and gentlemen, overtime number 3. Dowling and Southeast Polk tied at 31. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandering, John Chido. Miss rain continues to fall as it has since halftime, and we're setting the battle here. Number 1 versus number 2. Matt, just like you called it, that's the way these two teams should meet, because the winner is going to be the number 1 seed in the playoffs more than likely, and the loser is going to be the number 2 seed in the playoffs in Class 5A. There's, doesn't make any difference how you win by or how much you win by, but we're here, and it'll be Dowling football to start the third overtime. Maroons with a first and goal from the Ram 10-yard line. Dowling going towards the south end zone as they flip sides of the field. He's going left to right, back to throw. Cataldo fires the ball out, and he overthrew his intended receiver at the 5-yard line, running kind of an under route, incomplete, and that was Trey Wilson.
Yeah, just overshot Trey a little bit there on that throw. This was one of the funniest things I've seen in a while, though, Mark, as we switch the end zones. The Dowling kids are all lined up along the fence out there on the far side. And as soon as Dowling scores, they all ran back into the stadium here and filled it back up. So,
second and goal, Dowling on the Ram 10-yard line. Cataldo in a pistol formation. He's got a fullback in front of him, 2 receivers to the left. Tight end is on the left, and here's a snap. Cataldo with the pass, and it's caught at the 10-yard line, breaking the tackle and lunging forward, and near the 5-yard line is the receiver and catching that ball in traffic. Is that Horace?
Yeah, I believe it was.
All right, Curtis Horace. Everything's going away from us here, Johnny. So they'll bring up third and goal. Dowling. They'll mark him down at the 6-yard line. Gain of 4.
The bigger question is going to be is if you're stuck here at the 6-yard line after this play, what do you do?
Okay. Field goal, or you go for it.
But you get close, you're going to go.
That's right. All right. Third and goal, Dowling on the 6 of Southeast Polk. We're tied. Back to throw. Cataldo into the end zone. Launches it there, and the pass is, they rule. Incomplete? It is.
Yeah, incomplete.
You had a defender and a receiver one-on-one. That might have been, is that Hank Brown?
You're going to kick the field goal.
Horace again. That was Horace. So, nonetheless, Maroons are going to bring out the field goal unit as the pass is incomplete.
When you're this far away, you almost got to kick the field goal here and then put the pressure on the defense.
So Schumacher in. And he missed on a 51-yard field goal earlier. This will be on the left hash, kicking left to right towards the south end zone. So it'll be a 23-yard field goal. Ball down. Jepson puts it down. Kick up. And it goes through. And Dowling leads by 3. Field goal good. 34-31 Dowling. Will keep it here, as the Rams will have a chance to answer. And, of course, their fans right in front of us. They've been here all night looking for that touchdown to win it, but a field goal to tie it. We'll see. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandering, and John Chido. 34-31 Dowling leads, as this game has been back and forth. And, again, we're in the third overtime.
Yeah, it's just quite a ball game. I mean, how could you write this even before the game started that you're going to go into 3 overtimes? And both teams have been throwing haymakers and trying to, get the other team. But how many possessions in this game for each team during the first 4 quarters?
Not a whole lot.
Not many. And it was, that's what happens when you put 2 good football teams on there, is they just make you grind everything out. And this is why this is fun sometimes.
That's right. That's exactly right. All right, the Rams have the first down at the Dowling 10-yard line. Mobley at quarterback. Has 3 receivers to the left, tight end on the right. Here's the snap. Mobley's going to keep it. Runs around left end. He's finally tripped up inside the 10. They're going to spot him down right about the 8 for a gain of 2. We haven't seen that happen too often. Mobley taking off.
No, that was, I believe is that Descharme, Johnny?
Yeah.
It was. And he cut him down as soon as he got through the line of scrimmage, so it keeps it to a short gain. And here they go again.
All right, they're going to give Mobley a gain of 3. So it's 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line of Dowling. Maroons lead by 3, and they're trying to keep the Rams out of the end zone. If they don't, game's over. Mobley with 3 receivers to the right, ball on the left hash. Left to right we go, north to south. Back to throw is Mobley, fires it out. The pass is caught inside the 5, and lunging forward is Joe Stopulos that goes out of the end zone, and they're going to put him out of bounds at the 1. So a 6-yard reception by Boutel. Cooper Boutel, the 6'1 senior on the catch.
Boy, wouldn't that have been something, Johnny, if he fumbles that forward out of the end zone?
Yeah, because he was at the pylon, and the ref called him down at the 1.
So now it's 3rd and goal, Southeast Polk. Line of scrimmage, the 1-yard line of Dowling. The Rams score a touchdown, it's over. C.J. Phillip, the lone setback from Southeast Polk. 3 receivers right. Quarterback sneak by Mobley, and no signal yet.
He did not get in.
No signal.
Oh, wait. No.
And the official stopped. Well, there's no clock to stop. They'll put him down at the 1.
Yeah.
So it'll be 4th and goal.
The official started to put up his hands, and then he decided he's waving it off.
So Mobley's quarterback sneak went nowhere. 4th and goal, Southeast Polk. And they're going for it. They're not bringing out the field goal unit.
No, it's close.
Game's going to be decided here, folks. 4th and goal, Southeast Polk. Under center is Mobley. Quarterback sneak. He's
make it.
I don't think he got it. Touchdown, Southeast Polk. Touchdown, Southeast Polk. Rams score on 2nd effort.
Yeah.
And what a game we just witnessed. In 3 overtimes, Connor Mobley.
He was stopped at the goal line and then reached the ball over. He was getting pulled behind, reached the ball over, and scores the touchdown.
37-34 the final. There'll be no extra point. Connor Mobley scored for the Rams. And wouldn't this be something if they could do it all over again in about a month?
Yeah.
Congratulations to Brad Zelenovich and the Rams of Southeast Polk. Their record now 8-0. Dowling falls to 7-1 in 3 overtimes. Southeast Polk 37, Dowling 34 the final. And what a game it was. John Child, your thoughts? It's a very emotional game, but what a game that these two teams played.
Yeah, it sure was. And comes right down to the finish there. And right there by the goal line, like Matt said, they had him stopped, and he fell out and just placed it over the goal line.
All right, we're going to take a break. And Brady Grimm, who's done an outstanding job producing, had to go through all our technical problems we had when we first started, got those cleared up. And we appreciate Brady Grimm and Greg Richwine and all the folks behind the scenes at Iowa Catholic Radio. Final score, 37-34. Southeast Polk wins in 3 overtimes in Class 5A. And, boy, won't that set the folks in the state of Iowa look at that. It's like, whoa, what a football game we witnessed. And we sure did. All right, we'll take a break. We'll take a 2-minute break, Brady, and we'll come back. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandering, John Chido from Southeast Polk High School. And we'll probably catch up with head coach Tom Wilson before we leave. We'll get our statistics in from Jared Seifert. He'll get those over to us as we'll go to our post-game show from Southeast Polk High School. Again, the final in 3 overtimes. Southeast Polk 37, Dowling 34 here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Calling all ladies to Spiritual Warfare featuring Janet Williams in person from EWTN's Women of Grace. Saturday, November 11th at St. Francis of Assisi Parish in West Des Moines. The day includes 3 talks, Holy Mass, Rosary, Continental Breakfast, and a special opportunity for prayer requests. Ticket prices start at $30. Visit iowacatholicradio.com for more information. And don't miss Spiritual Warfare with Janet Williams and Iowa Catholic Radio.
Connecting listeners to Christ.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. ashworthvision.com.
Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting listeners to Christ every day with people like you.
Hi, my name is Tim Stacy. I'm from Holy Trinity in Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
It's the Iowa
Support
Catholic
for Iowa
Radio
Catholic
Pro-Life
Radio is
Encounter
provided by
Jesus
Construction.
and local Catholics daily. Tune in to Iowa Catholic Radio's broadcast of the Daily Mass from St. Francis of Assisi Parish in West Des Moines, weekday mornings at 10:30, or listen anytime with the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app.
Support for programming comes from Klein Electric, a local family-oriented electrical contractor, a 100% employee-owned company with branches across the Midwest to provide comprehensive electrical services. Klein Electric is able to help with any residential and commercial project. Learn more at kleinelectric.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from Mercy One. We all want to live our best life. That's why Mercy One offers compassionate, personalized care when and where you need it. Schedule online at mercyone.org.
And welcome back to Southeast Polk High School. Brand new stadium, and what a night it was. In 3 overtimes, our final score, Southeast Polk defeats Dowling 37-34. The Maroons took the lead 34-31 in the third overtime on Andrew Schumacher's 23-yard field goal on 4th and goal. Southeast Polk came back. They got their 4 downs, and they score on 4th and goal at the 1 on a quarterback sneak by Connor Mobley. And they did not attempt the extra point, and the Rams win it 37-34 in a game that had tremendous offense. Time, ball possession was a premium. Both teams had the ball quite a bit, and they had nice long drives for scores. 14-play, 16-play drives, 12 and 16-play drives. We saw a lot tonight until we got to overtime. So ball possession, and it's just a tremendous high school football game you don't see very much. And it's week 8, and the Rams are now 8-0, Dowling 7-1, and the Maroons will finish out next week on senior night. The senior parents will be recognized before the game against Sioux City North next Friday night. And for Southeast Polk, they will host Des Moines Lincoln here. But tonight, it was all about the number 1 and number 2 teams in the state doing battle, Matt.
They look like number 1 versus number 2. And, all the kids going off the field right now, no one has a reason to hang their head. And you can go back and replay a lot of different things, but this was both teams laid it all out there. And on that last play, Dowling stuffed him at the line of scrimmage. And I think it was Dylan Manning coming around the backside trying to pull Moberly back, and Moberly felt that and reached out with his hands over the goal line right at the end there, and that sealed it. But, just body blows all game long. And the thing for Southeast Polk was they came in back in the second half and ran the ball that they couldn't do in the first half. They ran the ball well, but they couldn't get any passing plays downfield. It was just a tale of two halves and the adjustments that were made.
Certainly was. You go back to halftime, Southeast Polk led 10-7. Dowling's lone touchdown was the first one of the ball game. Curtis Horace on a 7-yard touchdown reception from, Trey Wilson. Cataldo threw a lateral pass to Trey, and Trey kind of acted a little bit like he's going to run, pulled up, and found Horace wide open in the end zone. So Dowling scores on a little bit of trickery, 7-0 to lead, and then Southeast Polk comes back in the second quarter. Sam Zelenovich on a 32-yard touchdown pass from Connor Moberly, and that would happen again in overtime number 1 to tie the game on 4th and 18. They throw the same play, a post route, and get behind the Dowling defense. But anyway, 10-7 Rams at halftime. Rashad Davis scores a lone touchdown in the third quarter for Dowling. The Maroons lead 14-10 at the end of the third quarter. And then C.J. Phillip capped off a 12-play, 53-yard drive for Southeast Polk with a minute 38 remaining in regulation. Rams led 17-14 on Phillip's 6-yard run, but Dowling comes down in the final minute 38, and Andrew Schumacher kicks a 35-yard field goal to tie it at 17-all to send it into overtime. And each team had Dowling had 3 possessions. Southeast Polk obviously had 3 possessions in overtime, and the Rams win it 37-34. John Chidle's on the field with the Dowling team, and Johnny, I don't know if you're available to talk. Well, I see you there.
Yeah,
right there. Go ahead, Johnny, take it away.
Well, Coach, what a incredible ending to a tough-fought game, and I know the outcome wasn't the way you wanted, but your kids fought so tough down to the finish, and just an incredible ball game.
Couldn't be more proud of our kids, to be honest with you. Losing stinks. And our kids played their hearts out, as did Southeast Polk. They came out ahead this time. 3 overtimes or whatever it was. But, I really proud of our kids. There's plays I know that they want back. There's calls I want back. And like we said, we'll win and lose as a team. And nice thing is we get ready to finish up our season and go from there.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. Week 8, that it's a competitive ball game. Both teams want to win, but likely that you might see each other down the line, and you got the next step, and then the playoffs. You got each step there to try to get your ultimate goal.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing that I told our kids is, I don't want to hear, I hope we get to play them again. You've got to earn that right. And the mindset has to be, let's get better tomorrow than what we were today, and let's get better this week and finish out our season, and then we'll get better first round of the playoffs. So it's tough right now, but really, again, proud of our kids, staff. Thought they did a heck of a job. Southeast Polk's a great football team, and we're right there.
Thanks, Coach, for your time.
That's John Chida with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic following the Southeast Polk Rams 3 overtime victory over the Maroons, 37-34. I think well said. You got to be proud of both teams. A lot to play for, but you flip the calendar another month, you might see these two teams. It almost happened last year, Matt, after week 1, and the Rams defeating Dowling. The Maroons get to the semifinals, get beat by Valley. Southeast Polk defeats Johnson, and now it's Valley and Southeast Polk in the championship game, which the Rams won. But you can see that on the horizon. But both teams have got to make it there. And now the playoffs are 1 week. Well, we have next week, final regular season game. The Rams host Des Moines Lincoln here at Southeast Polk Stadium, and Dowling hosts Sioux City North at Valley Stadium. But you got to get through that. And then a week from tomorrow, a week from Saturday, we all know the 16-team playoff format in 5A, what the matchups are.
It'll be interesting, and you're right, Mark. What Coach Wilson said is what I saw from this Dowling team. It was a team, and it was up and down the field, and both sides of the football just played their tails off, and it was everyone laid it on the line. And the other positive I see coming out of the game was the fact that they got Max Shelton back. I didn't see us go down with any injuries that were noticeable, and you're going to come out with a lot of bumps and bruises this time of the year, but it seemed to come out pretty healthy.
All right, let's take a look at the final statistics, and we'll take one more break, and then we'll come back and wrap things up and talk about what's going on at Dowling, and we have some things on the horizon there, but we'll take a look at the statistics. My goodness. First downs in this contest, Southeast Polk with 31 first downs, Dowling with 23. Maroons rushed the ball for 137 yards. Southeast Polk, 139 yards rushing. Maroons with 138 yards in the air. Southeast Polk with 222 yards in the air. So total yardage, Dowling with 275 yards. Southeast Polk with 361. And the Rams had the only turnover of the contest in this contest. Dowling was 7 of 14 on third down conversions. Southeast Polk 9 of 16 in third down conversions, and fourth down conversions. Dowling 3 for 3, and Southeast Polk was 3 out of 4. And we'll get some more of the stats. I'll let you run your phone since mine is keeping us on the air apparently. All right, thank you, Matt. As Dante Cataldo for Dowling individually 16 for 26 on the night for 131 yards and no touchdowns. He did run for a touchdown in the first overtime for the Maroons. Trey Wilson, 1 for 1 passing, 7 yards and a touchdown. Leading rusher was Rashad Davis, 25 carries, 81 yards for Rashad, and I believe he had 1 touchdown, make it 2 touchdowns on the night, 1 in overtime and 1 in regulation for Rashad. And Dante Cataldo, 9 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown rushing. Leading receiver for Dowling, Curtis Horace, 8 catches for 44 yards and a touchdown. Will Leifker, 2 catches for 37 yards. Trey Wilson, 4 catches for 29 yards. Hank Brown, 2 catches for 22 yards. And Matt Kerner, 1 catch for 6 yards in the contest. And other statistics, we'll take a look at for Southeast Polk. Connor Mobley, 21 passing was 21 out of 33 for 222 yards and 2 touchdowns to Sam Zelenovich, one in regulation and 1 in the first overtime. Mobley also rushed for a touchdown in the contest. The leading rusher for Southeast Polk was C.J. Phillip, 25 carries, 103 yards on the night. Phillip with 2 touchdowns in the contest. Connor Mobley, 10 rushes for 48 yards, and Landon Vanderwerf, two carries for 5 yards. Leading receiver for Southeast Polk was the coach's son, Sam Zelenovich, 8 catches for 100 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Carson Robbins, 4 catches for 69 yards to lead Southeast Polk. Cooper Boutel, 2 catches for 22 yards. Jack Falloon, 2 catches for 19 yards. Braden Lundgren, the tight end, 2 catches for 9 yards. And C.J. Phillip, 3 catches for 3 yards. So let's look at the numbers for both teams, Matt, and they were pretty even yardage. And I'll tell you what, tremendous high school football game, 3 overtimes during the regular season. The only one that topped that might have been the overtime semifinal win over Bettendorf in the Unidome. Yeah. That was right before COVID, so 2018, 2019. Yeah. That might have been the best. But this is a regular season game, number 1 versus number 2. Fans got their money's worth. You saw some of them come back. Yeah. And they admitted them back in.
And a lot of them sit down in the parking lot watching or listening as they were finishing up. Yeah. Just a heck of a ball game, and you do credit all the kids on both sides of the football for laying it out there. And, this is, you go out there and you start doing things, last summer, last spring, and everything else. It builds to a certain point, and you get a chance to see number 1 and number 2 versus each other, and this is how how you'd like to see it play out just on the short end for Dowling.
And it did.
Still the regular season.
That's right. Regular season is week 8, and we'll be back for week 9 next week. We'll take one more 1-minute break. We'll come back and wrap things up from Southeast Polk High School. Thanks to all their folks. What a tremendous facility they have built here as a football complex and a track and a soccer field. So very nice, and we appreciate their hospitality. We'll take one more break and come back. Mark Amadale, Matt Mainring, John Chiddle. Again, the final score tonight in 3 overtimes. Southeast Polk 37, Dowling Catholic 34. We'll return after this break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is a segment about small Catholic innovations that made a huge impact from the OSV Institute for Catholic Innovation. If you're a coffee drinker in the West, you might be surprised to know that you have a pope to thank for your morning cup of sanity. When coffee arrived from the Middle Eastern trading routes in Italy, it wasn't just unpopular for Christians. Many thought it was downright evil because it came from Islamic countries and affected people's moods. Luckily, Pope Clement VIII had some sense about him. He tried the coffee and declared, "This drink is so delicious, it would be a pity to let the East have exclusive use of it." He gave the coffee beans a blessing in holy water, just to be sure, and coffee immediately became popular throughout Europe. So, you can thank Catholic innovation for coffee. Learn more about what OSV Institute is doing to inspire and encourage Catholic innovation at osvinstitute.com.
KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
And we're back here at Southeast Polk High School. I want to thank all the folks here for their hospitality, and of course, without them, we wouldn't, obviously have a spot. We appreciate working everything out with their athletic director, Jason Campbell, Patrick Canby, the assistant athletic director, and our thanks to Brad Zelenovich in his 9th year here at Southeast Polk. Remember, he was 2 years up at Ankeny. He replaced Jerry Pizzetti at Ankeny, and Coach Pizzetti went on to Centennial. Well, Brad was the coach there for 2 years until he got to come back here and finish it out. And Brad's done a great job going for the 3rd state title. And tonight, the Rams win it over Dowling in 3 overtimes, 37-34. So thanks to everybody behind the scenes for Southeast Polk. Matt Mainring, a lot's happened this week. I know you had conferences out at Dowling Catholic. I saw you. We made our rounds with our daughter. But what a week it was. Had a lot of activities. You had volleyball wrapping up at home. We saw 8th grade football. That Tuesday night, you had a lot of things going on. Swimming, 8th grade. There was nowhere to park. Dive. I took the Walmart shuttle and finally got there. Just telling you.
Don't talk about – I walked out, and I've never seen this before, where cars were lined up back-to-back around the U, and everything was full around the horseshoe. Yep. We did have spots in the west lot. Now, it's a long walk, but, it was a lot of things going on. And, it's a great night for conferences, because you get to see our teachers get to go out there and see a lot of their people, meet the parents, and had that again on Thursday. And then, this week we have, this week the cross country will qualify They have their qualifier on Wednesday
at Marshalltown.
And then volleyball starts their tournament run at home on Tuesday.
I believe so. They're awaiting the winner of the North and Lincoln match, and then they play the winner of that. I think it's Tuesday.
Yeah,
I believe
it's Tuesday.
So yes.
And so the postseason, it gets ramped up for everybody, and it should be a lot of fun. Swim and dive is starting to wind up as well. And
Ron Gray and the Dowling boys golf team finished 9th in the state last weekend, and what a miserable weekend weather-wise. A lot colder than tonight, but they finished it out, and they placed 9th. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations to them. They had a good season, and, it's just it is hectic at this time of the season. We got a lot of things going on. No school on Monday. We got the teachers in and getting some professional development stuff. We got to go through some things, and so we have that on Monday, and here we go.
Well, that's the way it should be, and I know very busy, a lot going on, and I'll tell you what, the conferences were great. All the teachers, at least that my daughter has, I love them all. They do a tremendous job, and I'll say this: hats off to all the teachers, whether you're in the parochial schools or in the public schools. They do a tremendous job because they are leaders of what we see here in our society. They're doing a great job with our kids in the classrooms, and we appreciate the ones at Dowling, and so thankful for them. And, of course, they have these administrators on these portable desks going from classroom to classroom, i.e. the principal, Mr. Maindring, but it all works out, and we appreciate that. And very helpful, and we'll just keep moving on. But I think it's the greatest profession, and all of us that are in education, we started in a classroom, and no matter where you end up, some stay in the classroom their whole life, and it's a great place. And I miss the classroom because of those relationships you get to build with kids. And, I get envious of that. And then it plays out in the activities and everything else that they do, and the coaches, and just it's no matter where you're at, it's a great job. So when you were at Sheldon, you were the head football coach and the principal? Is that how they did it, or what?
Yeah. I started I was in the classroom when I first became the head coach.
Okay.
And then I moved into the principal
administration. Okay.
Yeah, about 3 years in.
So you wore the same hat that Tom Wilson is wearing currently.
Yeah.
AD. Yeah. At football, so you're not too far removed from the kids, and now you stay right with them.
We have great understanding wives because you're not home very often.
Yeah, there's a lot of activities going on, especially in the evening. We look forward to that. All right, well, I think Johnny had to go back. He forgot his umbrella, so he went back and got it. And I think he just took whoever he rode with him. So we're not getting comments from the field. But what a game it was! Congratulations to the Southeast Polk and head coach Brad Zelenovich. They go to 8-0 on the year, ranked first in Class 5A, and pending next week, Dowling and Southeast Polk have one game remaining. Southeast Polk hosting Des Moines Lincoln here next Friday night. Dowling hosting Sioux City North, but both Dowling and Southeast Polk should get the 1 and 2 seeds. The Rams will be the number 1 seed, Dowling the number 2 seed if things play out. And then look out, the playoffs are 2 weeks from tonight.
And you only have a couple of scores. Valley did beat Ankeny 24-23. And that's the only other final.
That might put Valley in the playoffs.
They might be able to crawl back in there.
They got to win next week, but
them and Johnston are sitting down there in the bottom out right now. But those are two teams I don't think anybody's going to want to play.
We talked about that
into the postseason
2 weeks ago with Coach Wilson. He said Valley's not done. If they lose one more, they are. Well, they won tonight, and that's probably their toughest opponent. I'm not sure who they end with next week. What other scores you had?
Milwaukee Northwest was up on Ankeny Centennial in the fourth quarter, and Johnston was up on Urbandale. Those scores did not come through updated, so that's where we sit right now.
All right, well, next week, Dowling hosts Sioux City North. We'll be on the air at 6:30 with our pregame show. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. It's Senior Parents Night. They'll be introduced at halftime, I believe, or before the game. We have that figured out?
Before the game.
Okay, before the game. So we'll have Senior Night.
You're the wrong person.
Yeah. By the way, we will have special guest announcers with me that week because you, Mr. Maindring, and Mr. Chido will be unavailable next Friday. You guys have some things going on, and you're getting ready for the playoffs. So we'll have special guest announcers, and folks on Iowa Catholic Radio will remember these two. And I won't spill the beans right now. You'll have to tune in next Friday night.
Tune in. I got a shout-out here for actually the Johnston score.
Okay.
From their defensive person that might have wore a hat here at one point. The score is 21-2. There's the final.
Johnston with the win over Urbandale.
With the win over Urbandale.
Because at last report it was 14-2, and I think that was in the second quarter. So Johnson has moved up. They came in, and they were the number 17 seed. Urbandale was a 16 seed. They only take 16, so that was a very important game for both teams. But Johnson now with a leg up going into, well, the final week of the season.
Yeah.
All right. Matt, thank you for hanging out.
You bet.
And appreciate that. And we'll talk to you. We'll probably talk to you in 2 weeks. But have a good trip.
All right. Thank you.
Matt Maindring, along with John Chido, my broadcast partners tonight. That'll wrap it up from Southeast Polk High School. Our thanks to our business underwriters and supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. Appreciate their support in our 47th year of broadcasting Dowling Catholic High School football, and the executive director is Matt Wilkham. Our thanks to Brad Zelenovich, the head football coach at Southeast Polk, and Jason Campbell, the athletic director, and Patrick Canby for their support and helping us get set up. Our thanks to Tom Wilson, the Dowling Athletic Department, including Jared Herring and Colleen Webb. Our next broadcast will be next Friday night as Dowling will host Sioux City North. Again, pregame at 6:30, kickoff 7 o'clock from Valley Stadium. There will be a preliminary game. The Dowling freshman team will be playing, I think, at 4:45. So there'll be a preliminary game before the varsity game next Friday night. Our thanks to the new Dowling boys basketball coach, Justin Einertson, for visiting with us at halftime. And we'll talk to you next Friday night. Again, for Matt Maindring, for John Chido, and, of course, for Brady Grimm, our studio producer, and Greg Richwine and all the folks behind the scenes getting us back on the air. This is Mark Amadale saying goodnight and so long from Southeast Polk High School for the final score for the final time in 3 overtimes. It was Southeast Polk defeating Dowling 37-34 from Southeast Polk High School. Have a safe and blessed, faith-filled evening.
Coverage of Dowling Catholic sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Dental Associates, Klein Electric, Catholic United Financial, Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bozen the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The preceding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.